We are checking in from Highmark Stadium, waiting for the Buffalo Bills. Are your bets getting cold? Not for long, because
the line is hot. The best sports betting podcast around.
Yo, step up. Place bets, this moment's ours. Summit up the mountain, feeling the powers. Counting gains, no shame in it to win it. Roll the dice, double down, life's a limit. Kings on this court, ruling the game from the top of the world. Calling my name, no hesitation, just celebration, it's sight. Raise the stakes, we're living for a hype. Yeah, hit the summit, best high, watch it grow. This the life it chose. Let the stakes flow.
And you are tuned in. We are live on a Friday night. It's about 9:15. It's going to be a great night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in here on the Built in Buffalo Network. I am your co-host, Shawnee V, a.k.a. SV the Don, joined by my PIC, as always, Boston Mike. Brah! Mr. Mike, how the heck are you, my guy?
SV the Don, how are you, my friend? Good to see you again.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's quite the evening. We got a lot of stuff live on the line us out tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football, NFL Week 8. Right now, live, we have the Sabres against the Leafs on the front end of a home and home, with the Sabres playing at home, holding a short 4-3 lead right now into the third period. And we also have game one right now. Game one in the, as I call them, the evil empire, the Dodgers, up against our boys to the north, the Jays. And Dodgers are up 2-0 right now. But, man, we're going to get into it. Yeah. How was your week, my guy?
Yeah, it was good, man. Good. Just getting ready for the show. Everybody's live. We got, technical things going on. And, listen, man, I hope everybody just likes that it's live. I mean, we could just get together Wednesday night and just record something and edit it real good and make it great. But, we put a lot of time and effort into going live. Hopefully everybody appreciates that. And, with that, hopefully we don't fuck it up.
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm glad that you dropped that little F-bomb real quick. So now I have to hit the little tab that says that this episode is not PG-13. That's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You want to cut it again?
You can say fuck, shit, whatever you want. Like put the earmuffs on, right? No, man. But
you're a respectable person, man.
You are. You're a respectable person.
Well, listen, NBA started.
Yes.
The World Series is going on. What better time of the year other than right now? You've got every sport going. Everything is going. The bets are everywhere. The line is hot.
Oh, yeah.
NBA, to me, I know we're going to talk some NBA, tonight. Sure. Not probably what, people think we're going to talk about. But just having – the reigning champions playing, opening night. Oh, here you go. Sabres 4-3, 13 minutes left. I like it. Keep us updated.
Keep us updated on the scores. We got the games on, and we're gonna jump into it. We have a lot to cover, and we're hoping that we don't need to go 2 hours tonight. It is Friday, but real quick before we get into business, I know our guests are ready. Everyone's ready to jump in. Sabres got a skirmish at the front of the net front right now, but everything's cool. I got to give a quick shout out. We sort of get hinted and alluded to something last week's episode, and I just want to give a little bit more insight. I had a meeting today, obviously really busy work day. I give a ton of credit to Mr. Boston Mike, the work that he puts in on a weekly basis to bring this amazing show. The way it's gotten better and better as we've gone. He does a great job coordinating everything, getting our guests ready each and every week. So kudos to you, my friend. Couldn't do it without you. But Mr. SV was taking care of some business development. Not that Mr. Mike couldn't do it. Mike has those skills as well. But I did have a meeting today with our sister radio station. So those of you in Western New York, most of our listeners, I think, are there for the most part. You know that we're loosely affiliated with WUFO, the station in Buffalo, with Coach Mookie Hawkins being the sports director. He's the one that, did give me my break to covering the Sabres as an official media member, which is why, we definitely talk hockey and Sabres a lot. 2.5 weeks into the season now, we're going to talk that. But I had an opportunity to have a quick meeting today with Miss Sheila Brown, the owner of the station. And little did we know until recently, ATL Phil and I had a chance to go to a party at a cigar spot, a cigar bar near the airport in Atlanta. And we met, some people from Buffalo. Obviously, everybody from Buffalo was in the building. Everybody that flew in for the Bills Falcons game. We need to get into that. But we're gonna basically have more or less carte blanche to go and do some recording of this show, our other show, our sister show, Step Brother Sports. Beautiful, amazing looking podcast studio on the other side of town. It's in like South Atlanta, close to the airport. But we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them, and a quick shout out to them. So that the station here is WIGO, the legendary, I call it WIGO, or WIGO, WIGO. But they have a really cool kind of open, I guess it's open. It's like a community day event tomorrow around 12 o'clock. There is, right at the location of their studio, there is food trucks. It's BYO alcohol. There's going to be a lot of events. It's for the community. So just stay tuned and pay attention to things as we roll along throughout the rest of the football season and beyond. It's great to be affiliated with the radio station, not only in Buffalo, but also here where I am in Atlanta. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to Sheila. They do an amazing job, and we're excited to work with them. But yeah, Mike, let's get into it.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Well, I mean, listen, like I said, this is the time of your life. You're watching every sport going down. I started getting into that NBA, that opening night. I mean, it's just amazing, right? Double overtime, OKC Rockets. I mean, it's just, KD fouling out, my boy and your boy, SGA.
Yeah.
Killing it. Shout out to the number 2 pick in the fantasy basketball draft. Thank you for leaving SGA to me.
Shout out to Gabe, our buddy.
Yeah.
We do cards with Summit Sports cards. A quick other piece of news I'll share before we jump into it. Another piece of news. We are going to be opening up a multi-purpose office and storefront in the Cumming and Buford area on Lake Lanier. We're signing our lease actually this weekend. So shout out to everybody involved, Mike and Phil and Billy the Kid. We have our other company that we do, but we're also going to be using it to do a storefront to sell some cards. So shout out to Summit Sports Cards. If you're ever in town, come find us. There's really no card stores anywhere remotely close to where we live.
Nice.
So definitely a good opportunity. And we do basically, we have our eBay card store that Boston Mike has talked about from time to time. So we're excited. We got a lot of things moving. So we have our hands in a lot of pots, and we're excited, and we're happy to be kind of hitting on all cylinders. So.
Yeah. If anybody's going to the card site, I have about 10,000 cards to load. Just bear with me, but we've got tons of stuff, Grail stuff, football, basketball, hockey, pretty much everything.
You need some PSA 10s, you need some patch cards, whatever you need.
We got some new Disney singles. We've got some SpongeBob, a bunch of SpongeBob. We ripped a ton of SpongeBob lately. Ripped a ton of Garbage Pail Kids. Chrome 7, then we went into the 40th anniversary or 40th anniversary. So, I mean, we're doing some stuff. It just takes some time, but if you guys want some cards, let us know. But yeah, like I said, let's bring everybody in because I was very happy.
We got some big topics to talk about. Mr. Hatch, we will get to this. I promise you.
Yes, Mr. Hatch, we will. But yes, let's welcome the all-star panel.
What up, boys?
What's going on, gentlemen?
And I do want to just say that Mr. J Boss, who was kind enough to join us last week, is a little better technically, so we will get the actual insight. And I know that he gave me some good fantasy picks last week, and I used them. You just probably didn't hear them, but they were good.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you tuned into the audio side of the pod, his audio was pristine. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, listen, that Tez Johnson touchdown with the spin at the goal line, like you saved my week there. Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
All right, we got ATL Phil in the house. What's up, ATL Phil?
Phil.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
How are you? We're gonna talk some college football, ATL. Phil, what do you got
Go
this
Georgia
week?
this
Phil,
week again. We're getting robbed.
what's the game of the week?
Game of the week this week is going to be the Missouri Vanderbilt game.
Ooh,
I think,
Vandy's
okay.
tough this year. They are tough.
Yeah.
I think game day
Nice.
is there this week, so that's going
Wow.
to be a
Nice.
week. Step away from Georgia a little bit.
Oh, of
We've had
course.
two buys.
You have
We've had 2 buys in like 3 weeks. How does that work? I don't know. Whatever.
And last but not least, my favorite money baller. His name
How's it
is
going?
Marsh. I know he's been
Oh.
studying all week. Listen, this is the week where Evan proves himself to the world. He has put in hours and hours and hours of checking spreads and lines and movements and percentages. And I mean, he does a real good job explaining it. And I want him to get it out there because I think it's a very important part of what we do. Not only just telling you what we think, but, kind of telling you why we think it. So,
Yep.
He's
like the professor out there. Who was the guy
Yes.
from ESPN? Remember that? The guy who passed away, the ostrich-looking guy? What was it? Clayton?
I think I know.
Oh, yeah, John Clayton.
John Clayton.
Moneyball's like a young
I
John
know,
Clayton
yeah.
out here.
I'll take it, man. I've been
Lofty
cooking
praise,
up for this week game, man. I've been cooking it up. Y'all will see.
All right.
All right, so listen, let's kind of go over the last week. I know we don't have a Bills game to talk about. Being on a bye. We'll get into their expectations and things that we hope from them coming up. But I mean, anything. I don't know if you want to go like around the horn there, Sean. Anything from week 7 that surprised you, or anything that you thought was amazing? What do you think?
No, I mean, not really. We didn't put any bets in on football. I mean, there were some surprising games.
That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say I was kind of more. I honestly, I'll give you guys the FaceTime on this one this week. I've been kind of just dwelling on the impending doom that I foresee for the Bills this week, and kind of just I needed the bye week to kind of just clear my mind. And like the Bills, I hope that they're going to get their shit together and not lay an egg after a bye week. Obviously, McDermott is 9-0, and I believe he's 8-0. I forget, but he's undefeated after a bye in his head coaching career. And man, that game this game's had me sick after the Falcons loss. Knowing how good their 2 running backs are and how well they trounced the Falcons, as Phil talked about a bunch of times in their building. I've just been kind of like hiding in a hole, just wondering and waiting if the Bills are going to make a move, whether trade for receiver, corner, safety, whatever it is. Obviously bringing guys in off of the suspension list, 2 guys on defense. So I've kind of just took a break from the NFL. So I'll let you guys kind of, comment on what surprised you.
Well, listen, let's go again. Let me ask you this. If they're a road favorite by 7.5, what the hell are you worried about?
Man, what am I worried about for the Bills? The fact that they've played terrible on both sides of the ball for a month, like not even just recently. Like we've really gone deep on them a lot during the season. Even in the games they've won, they haven't done it impressively. They struggled with these bottom feeding teams like the Saints, the Dolphins, and again, I don't know if 6.5 is even enough points in terms of, I don't know. I think that. I get it. The Bills are a perennial playoff team. They're thought of as a Super Bowl contender. But until they show me something different, and listen, by all means, they have an opportunity to do that and change the narrative to put them back in the conversation in an unusually weak AFC landscape, heading towards the 1 seed. But until they show me that they're going to call better plays, orchestrate better drives, not just at the beginning of games and halftime, and that their defense can be healthy, and change tactically in situational football, which they have been completely inept at doing this year. Every game to me is a struggle. And the Carolina Panthers, if you've been noticing, they've been playing well and they're playing with confidence and they can run the damn ball. So if you can run the ball and play solid D and you have the home crowd that has your back, you can win games. And I think this is going to be a close game. I hope the Bills prove me wrong and they use this as a springboard to the rest of the season. And be that, that number 1 seed type of team, but they got to show me first. And so I'm waiting to be proven, that I shouldn't be worried.
I think if you would have looked at this game before week 1, you mark it up as an easy Bills win, but
Yeah.
Carolina hasn't lost at home all year yet. Bills lost 2 in a row now. The NFL has a way of making these games that you think are easy wins somehow interesting later in the year. So certainly what I'm looking at this week.
You're also playing
Interesting.
against the second string quarterback this week too, with I think it's the Red
Andy
Rifle.
Dalton.
You got the
Yeah.
Amish rifle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
man.
Amish rifle.
The
So
red
that's what I'm saying.
rifle.
Whatever.
The red
Well,
rifle.
I call him Amish rifle. Okay. All I'm gonna say is this. I do have I do have one takeaway real quick. Because we threw it out there last week. Man. So this cuts both ways, double-edged sword. The Giants. We gave you the Giants. Don't be surprised they went out right. And then they do it. And then they have an epic collapse and give up 30 points in the third quarter or fourth quarter to lose.
4 tutty passes
Yeah.
for Bo Nix in the fourth quarter.
So we had it. We gave you the cover, and we said, don't be surprised if they win. And they should have won, and they still lost. But
Yeah.
we covered you. We gave you that pick, so I'm happy about that.
Well, all right, Jay, what do you think? Obviously, the Patriots, right? I mean, we go in to that game with Tennessee. Mike Vrabel obviously played or coached there, kind of unceremoniously. Like he's garbage. The Titans don't need Mike Vrabel. Thank you very much. So we'll just collect all these scraps like Diggs and Vrabel, and I get it. No worries.
Misfit toys, right?
Like what did you see? I know you were real high on Booty last week. What did you see from the
Touchdown,
Pats
baby.
last week?
Still need some defense work. Absolutely. Like what I see from the young quarterback, though. I mean, as a Pats fan, that's all I care about this year. Playoffs, whatever. I just want to see that young quarterback of ours develop. I don't want to see another Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Who surprisingly, if you watched football, is having a little bit of a revival
Yeah.
in San Francisco. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it us?
Yeah.
And it's not you, it's me. Or it's like, who knows?
Yeah. Well, he didn't have a lot of weapons in New England either, so we can't put it all on Mac Jones.
No, you're right.
So obviously, what we're seeing in San Francisco is what the scouts seen when they drafted him to New England. So,
Yeah.
so maybe he is a pretty decent quarterback.
I collect cards. Obviously, every Patriot quarterback I jump on. So I do have some really nice Mac Jones cards for all you left coasters that want some.
I do too, don't I?
Listen,
No,
I'll tell you one thing. When they drafted him and they had that picture of him at Alabama smoking the cigar with the pot belly on, I knew right there and then that he was not my quarterback. Unfortunately, I mean, stereotyping dad bods. I got a dad bod, whatever, but I just wasn't feeling him. Listen, I think the Gerard Mayo thing happened for a reason. And I still think that whole Bills theory of, we're going to stick it to the Patriots. Yeah, okay, Will Campbell falls in our lap. Boom, thank you. Mike Vrabel falls in our lap. Boom, thank you. And I still don't know. I don't know if we talked about this last week or not. I really think that, unfortunately for the Bills, once they let Diggs go, they had to just create this separation between, like, we need a number one and then we don't need a number one, right? So now they don't have a number one and everything's great and everyone's going to feast and it's going to be great. But I think they're just spiting themselves now. Go get Chris Olave. Please do yourself a favor. You need a number
Get a
one.
separator. Get a guy who's open when he's not open. Please. Thank you.
Please.
Is Garrett Wilson on the chopping block yet?
What'd you say?
Who?
What'd you say, Manuel?
Is Garrett Wilson on the chopping block yet? I can't imagine he's happy there.
No. Wow.
I mean,
Not
he's
at
not.
all.
Surprised. I'd be surprised. But
Listen,
the
you're
Jets.
going to pick a quarterback with the number one pick, right? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor aren't cutting the mustard. I mean, listen, in the AFC right now, they should be 2 wins, right? I know they're not a good team, but they have Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. I mean, come on, they've got good players. Like that doesn't frustrate me only a little because they're on my fantasy lineups. Which Brees Hall, oh my gosh.
Oh my God! Don't start us. Mike,
Oh.
he kills us every week. Every week he's projected 15, and he puts up like 7 points. Mike, remember you said it this week?
That just goes to show you how stupid some of these analysts are. Because I'm not 16ing him again until they can get a game plan where they can run the ball. Right. And even when they're behind, throw it to him 17 times. Like, he's going to get better results than Justin Fields, like, just screwing around, dude. I don't know. And Tyrod Taylor, props to him, played great in Buffalo. I know he's a fan favorite here. Hopefully he, resurges them. But, I mean, do the Jets even keep on? Oh, come on, Joey. See, now, Joey, we were doing
I'll allow that. I'll allow that one. I'll let that one.
Bro, we were doing so well.
He had some good takes. He got a couple more. So quick, Sabres go up 5-3 to ice the game away with a minute left. Charles got the goalie pulled. So shout out to the Sabres.
Let's go.
A minute left.
Yes. Well, all right. So listen, let's not dwell on it. I don't think the sky is falling for you, and I also don't think that we're the number 1 seed right now either. So I mean, there's definitely somewhere in the life in the middle. Yeah. We all live in the middle, right? We're all in that gray area. I want to see us win this week. We should win. I want to see the Bills win this week. They should win, right? They should win.
Yeah, they should.
The Bills should win.
They have every intangible reason to win. They really do.
There is no way in my mind that I ever see them going 2 losses, a bye, and another loss
to the Panthers.
Start. There's no way.
To the Panthers, by the way, with their backup quarterback. Yeah. But until they do it, until the clock hits 000 and they're up by 21, I'm still worried. Still worried.
I feel it.
The analytics are scary.
Charlotte's a crazy place to play.
It is.
Listen, Charlotte's a great town. I will tell you. I've been to the Speedway. I'll tell you, if you ever need old car parts, they have like the biggest swap meet car part in the parking lot of that Speedway. And if you've never walked the bank, like on a speed track, it's amazing. Like you can't walk up the bank. I mean, you try. Your body, your mind just won't let you do it. The angle is so steep, you really feel like you're just going off a cliff. But Charlotte, heads up, great town.
Nice quick ride for us boys, the ATL boys. It's about a 3-hour ride. I've done it a few times.
Hey, listen, Tony's there, Jason Hall's there. We got some friends down there going to the game.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? It's Jason Hall. Like, he's there?
He's in North Carolina, dude. Tony's going.
Jason Hall's everywhere. You know this.
He is.
Shout out to Jason Hall if he ever watches our show.
Jason,
he would love the fact that he'd get a shout out on the show.
We'll have him on the show next time.
World Series update 2-2.
World Series update 2-2.
2-2, baby.
Oh shit!
That's a fair ball. That was a fair ball. Wow.
Is that a dinger? Who's that? Verjan?
No, it's off the wall.
Kirk.
Who is it?
Kirk.
Catcher.
That boy,
All right, I know Mr. Labossiere here has some prior engagements, so let's get right into the segment that I'm most excited about. This is our fantasy prop bets. We're going to kind of do a little bit of different today. Our waiver wire, right? The wire is hot.
Wire is hot.
Next week's wire, right? Obviously, this week's wire is already done. You're going to play your guys. You started them. You got who's on bye, like what's going on next week, right? So we're going to talk about guys that you can pick up for next week. We got some player props in this one, anytime touchdowns, some odds. And then we're going to get into what I think everybody is talking about in sports, whether you like the NBA or not. We're going to get into the scandal that is the FBI, DOJ accusations of sports insider information spreading. So without further ado, I will relinquish the floor to my friend Jay Boss. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Can you guys hear me?
We got you today, Jay Boss.
He's so nervous.
We got you today, Jay Boss. You're good, man.
Well, if you guys listened to me last week, you would have picked up Kyle Monangai.
We tried.
What's that?
So we tried listening to you last week.
We tried. It took me an hour of editing. We heard you. The audio only people heard you very well.
The mic was cold.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
The mic was cool. That's great.
He's definitely another top pickup. Last week he got 13 rushes for 81 yards and a touchdown. He's starting to get used in the red zone. So, the Bears still have Swift, but the Bears are starting to run the ball more. And they're starting to give Williams a little break with his arm. So I like Kyle Monangai as a pickup if he's still on your waiver wire. I got another name. These are far stretches, but, down the road, you want to lift some dead weight off your bench. Another name is Devin Neal, the running back for the Saints. With the injury to Kendre Miller, he's going to get an increased workload behind Alvin Kamara. And, at 5'11", 213 pounds, he can run between the tackles, and he's a catch passer, a pass catcher. So
you're saying that are you saying that he's going to vulture all my Alvin Kamara touchdowns, and I should sit my friend Kamara?
Not quite, but he's going to get at least 10 to 15 touches a week going forward. So he's another name to look out for.
All right.
Another name on my list. I'm big on this guy. I actually drafted him real low in my fantasy league. Don't have him anymore, but I'm keeping an eye on him myself. Trey Harris, the wide receiver for the Chargers. I mean, he only had 2 catches Thursday Night Football, but he did score his first NFL touchdown. Quentin Johnston put up a donut last week. I know at one point he was probably the top 5 wide receiver in fantasy football. I think he's like 15th now. I'm not a big Quentin Johnston guy. I like Trey Harris. I think he's going to get a lot more involved in that Charger offense. So I'm big on him. Watch for him in the next couple weeks. Another name I like, Charmy DK, wide receiver for the Titans.
I do like him a bit. We picked him
up.
I
like him. Titans grabbed him in the 4th round for a reason. Calvin Ridley out with the hamstring. He had a good week 7. I like him better than Alec Ayomaya.
Ayomaya, yeah, yep.
I like him better than him. He's probably gonna do good against the Colts this week. So who's allowed the 2nd most yards to wide receivers in fantasy football. So that's another name I like.
Hey, Jay Boss, I do have a question for you on a guy. We touched about a little bit on it last week. We talked about the Chiefs backs. We talked about their main 2 backs, and the guy I saw has been getting a little bit more run as of late. Is that Smith?
Yes.
They throw in the ball. We picked him up. Mike and I share a league. We picked him up as kind of a deep sleeper. He had his biggest week last week in terms of touches. He had about a dozen touches between running and catching. Do you see him as being viable at all as the season goes on?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially in a PPR league. I mean, absolutely. He's going to get the catches. Kareem Hunt just ain't doing it. Pacheco not really doing it. So why not? Why not this kid? I think that's a good pickup.
Nice.
I just feel like the Chiefs are going to do whatever they want in this game. And I can see all of their receivers having a touchdown.
Well, they're opening up a little bit more with the offense too. Rashi Rice back. So
yeah,
I can definitely see them spreading the ball around to this Smith kid. Absolutely.
Xavier Worthy, third.
Mike.
What? Mike, you sound like a good guy, but anybody have ever met from Boston is a mess hall. I lived in murder Pan for a while. Mattapan. Okay.
Mattapan.
Are you talking into Joey? Hold on, buddy. I see all the stuff he's putting out here. I mean, he's not. I must not be that nice of a person, where you wouldn't be trying to murder me in Mattapan.
Yo, if you're not from Providence, you're not nothing. All right.
I guess. I'm sorry. Jeez.
Do
you like the Red Sox at all? Is there something I can do for you, buddy?
Yo, why don't you send them a free Summit Sports booster pack in the mail? Why don't we do that? Send them a pack of cards. Send them some cards.
Jeez. Thank you for showing some love, though, my friend. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in and all the comments too.
Yeah, we're just messing with you. Listen, that's the beauty of Boston Mike. Boston Mike lives literally behind enemy lines, right? I tell people all the time, even though I'm a Bills fan second, nobody here either believes that or appreciates that. So I am the deflate gate. You're a spy gate. Listen, dude, I'm just a fan of the team that my grandfather told me, right? So I'm not gonna talk shit about Joey's grandfather, because I'm sure Joey's grandfather sat him down and stuck his finger in his ass and says, "You like the Bills." Did he, Joey? I'm sure he did. So respect.
He goosed him, huh? He goosed him. All right.
Well, I mean, what else can I say? Anyway, all right. So
that's great.
We do have some anytime touchdowns. Jay, you want to give out anytime touchdowns? We're going to do a little player prop here.
I do. Wish we did it last week. We were what? What did we say? We were 6 for 6.
We were 6 for 7, I think. Yes.
6 for 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
We kind of, with the technical difficulties, I guess we got a little sidetracked and kind of didn't throw it out there. But yeah, 6 for 6.
That's impressive.
You know what? I like Kittle.
Okay.
I can see him being a big factor this week in the game. Coming back. I also like Mbuka this week. No Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Baker's going to keep relying on the man to catch the ball. You know,
he's good.
Giving him a good chance to find the end zone. So
all right, hey, hold on. Listen, I have the odds. So obviously Fanatics is our preferred vendor for betting. George Kittle he's a plus 165. The only plus we're going to give here. So they don't think Kittle. You believe in Kittle. I like it.
Yep.
Abuka, there's a minus 105. So you go through it. I'll give the odds so everybody knows where they stand.
Sure. Okay? All right. I also like Tyler Warren this week against the weak, Titans defense. With Indiana Jones throwing the ball this week to him. So I like Tyler Warren to score a touchdown.
That dude's a monster.
Nice. So he's minus 115. Obviously, Michael Pittman's going to catch some balls there. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to get 700 rushing yards.
Probably.
Very possible.
Buffalo, I like James Cook this week too. They should be up in that game. They should be running the ball a lot this week. Yep. I like James
Cook. They
should
get back. Yes.
Get back to what's been working.
Yep, exactly. I also like King Henry this week. Lamar's back. Lamar's back.
Right.
He's going to get a ton of attempts to get into the red zone this week. I definitely like him for an anytime touchdown.
Jay, you just read off both of my starting running backs back to back there for Tutties. So
awesome.
I highly agree.
Awesome, man. All right.
James Cook is minus 145. Derrick Henry's minus 225. So that's a better pick.
The word is out.
Yeah. And Tyler Warren was minus 115 too, just so everybody knows.
Yeah. All right. I got one more here too. I definitely like Jamar Chase. Joe Flacco's just been feeding him the ball. He scores. This is going to be his 4th week in a row with another touchdown. So I definitely like Jamar Chase this week as well.
I'm trying to make sure Joey gets this post in here.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I'm trying to make sure that Joey. I've showed this 3 times. Make sure he gets his comment right here. Anytime Tutty for Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
is he
like the mobile TV.
This is a rushing touchdown.
I would assume so. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be.
That's a bold prediction.
That is bold. I don't know if that's a joke or if it's serious.
I'm gonna find out what that pays, and I want to see Joey bet $100.
Bet it and send a pic of it.
If this guy if he bets $100 and shows me it, he can come on the show next week.
Yo, I like that.
Plus
Joey Hatch.
1,500.
Joey Hatch, do it.
How much?
Come on the
1,500?
show.
Plus 1,500
All
anytime.
right, dude. Yo,
1,200.
Joey, you'll be rich and you'll be famous.
I don't know about rich or famous.
Wow.
Let's talk.
Well, Sammy, he'll be famous amongst the 5 of us.
That's true. Okay.
I'm sorry. We love you. Oh, talking text. Are you driving? Don't drive and watch us.
Hey, you got to get that pod in, man.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing.
Hey, listen, I feel you because my fingers are real fat, and sometimes when I'm typing real quick, I get
Fingers.
real bad.
Mike's fat fingers. You know
Fingers?
how that goes. Fingers.
All right, Jay, you say fingers.
Fingers.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joey Fingers.
The fingers in the building.
We ran out of R's. I tell you, it's funny. When I moved to Buffalo, I thought everybody was a pirate because they always said car.
My boys in college that were from like Long Island, they'd always make fun of it. Yo, you say your R is so hard, man. Like,
I've made fun of my grandma for doing that her entire
They
life.
add R's too. So, like, my buddy used to say, "Oh, I'm gonna go get my car washed." I'm like, "Washed? There's an R in there."
Down in the
so we
wash?
don't use enough R's, and they take all the R's. But... All right, Jason. Thank you so much.
You're
This
welcome,
is-
sir.
You the man.
Listen, this is the topic, and we put this after the player props because obviously there's the most important player prop story out there right now is not NBA player props today. It's player props of a couple of years ago, right? So obviously everybody, I'm sure, knows by now that FBI, DOJ case against the mob, and we're going to leave it at the mob. We're not
Cash Patel screaming.
No, that's the leg break is coming out.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
If you think about it, I want to get everybody's opinion because I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. Like, number one, those guys are so rich and famous. Like, what the hell are you thinking? Number two, I was just in New York City like 2 months ago. Somebody told me the mob wasn't even around, which I was naive to maybe think they were. But listen, that's where they live in that world, man. Like I get it. And now they got technology out there. I mean, they're scanning poker tables underneath. So you can see the cards. They got Wi-Fi in the shufflers. I mean, like, so that one. So poker for me, that was kind of the one that hurt me the most because I always go to a casino and private poker games and everything. And I always feel like that's the one gamble that I can do that is about me and my cards and that, the house is not against me, right? So you sit down at a table and you feel that, yes, they're going to take a rake. They're going to take your tiding, like, whatever. It's all good. But you don't feel like they're against you. But do you now? I don't know, right? But as we talk player props, what is up with sharing information out there for your financial benefit and making $2,500, $2,000, $10,000, $100,000, whatever. These guys have multi-million-dollar contracts. They've made hundreds of millions of dollars or $100 million in their career. What the hell is happening? Somebody explain this to me, please.
The one of the reports I saw was that Terry Rozier, there was a game where he specifically faked an injury, was complaining about his ankle. He played the first 10 minutes, so it still counts as playing and being active in the game. And apparently he had people betting on the side for him, taking his under because they knew he was going to leave the game. And he got a $200K payout out of that. I can already guarantee.
I heard about that.
Yeah, his contract is way more than $200,000. I mean, I don't know what he's doing on the side to need that extra cash flow, but that's just ridiculous to me.
My thing is this, and ATL Phil and I talked about this. It's like, I get it. You're in a unique position that you can affect games, and that's I guess one way to do it is to you take the under. I'm going to take myself out of the game. I'm going to have an injury, so that makes the most sense instead of bricking shots or something. But at the same time, if you're going to do something like that with the technology that these 3-letter agencies have, that's a conversation you have to have in person, at your boy's house. You don't text about it. I certainly hope you're not dumb enough to like call somebody. Like if you're gonna have that conversation, it best be face to face with nobody around in the room, you know. But yeah, man, you get smoked, and obviously there's evidence. There's a paper trail. So,
but listen, it's not just him saying that, hey, I'm going to be hurt and come out of the game. I mean, you got Damon Jones, who's a coach, telling the Bucks fans or whoever he was telling that LeBron's not going to play tonight, and you should bet the Bucks before they change the line, right? I mean, that to me, you know, you've got sacred information, right? And we all bet, right? We're all friends. We all gamble and you know, whatever. And I know that 100,000 to them is nothing compared to what we think, right? But like the sanctity of watching sports as a man is that you're investing yourself in something that is real that you can't control, right? I mean, to me, if I wanted to watch wrestling, I would watch wrestling, right? So the problem that you run into is that when you're feeding information to a select few, that's not, listen, you can't do anything in the world nowadays without somebody knowing it. Like, I don't understand. And this is 2023. And I mean, you know, it's been, you know, investigated for a while. And I mean, if you think about it, like the NBA looked into Terry Rozier and said everything was cool. So, hey, you're on a starting lineup. There you go. I mean, he didn't play, you know, opening night. Now, maybe did they know? Why didn't he play opening night? I mean, he's an ex-Celtic, right? Chauncey Billups got drafted by the Celtics. So, I mean, for me, this kind of touches a little bit close to home. Right. But for people who do player props, and we just gave out player props, I mean, we're giving out anytime touchdowns. We're not doing over-under. It just seems like it's squealy. You know, what other leagues is this happening to? Because listen, if the mob can get money out of something, they're going to do it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, do we think that this is isolated?
No. I thought the mob thing was tied to the poker, not necessarily the Terry Rozier.
Oh, I think it was both.
Was it?
Well, I think it was both.
The entire report they need to come out really, and if Cash Patel and they have all these people like diving into it, like, because the thing is with me, it can't just be one game and you make a $200K check, you know, because if you're betting the under on a prop, the odds for that under are not that high. You know, you could buy it down and do whatever, but you'd have to have so many people betting it around for it to really be confusing for anyone tracking it. But yeah, I would think it would have to be more than one game, and so easy to track anybody. Even if you just placed a $100,000 bet on one game on an under, nobody does that in the world. So it's got to be pretty obvious when someone throws a huge wager like that down.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a report where they had confiscated Terry Rozier's phone like a year ago and couldn't find any kind of evidence in his phone. But then now, here we are a year and a half later. And this scandal, look, it's not over. This is going to go for another 10 months, a year and a half. They're going to investigate this. They got 30 arrested. How many more people are sitting at home going, God, am I going to get caught? How many other NBA players are sitting out there thinking, oh, shit?
Or referees or umpires.
Yeah, referees let it happen.
Less money.
Oh, think about it. We've already had the Donaghy scandal, right? I mean, we already had a ref that had. I mean, like think about it. And then the guy from the Raptors. I mean, he pleads or takes a plea, and you know that guy's banned for life. I mean, and listen, I was the one person that I knew in my group that said you should let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. But this, I think, is a little worse, I think, because not only are you defrauding the sports books, but you're defrauding every other person that placed a bet on that, right? So, like, are you going to go back? Did you have Terry Rozier's over that night, right? Do you have some recourse or something like that? I don't know. I just think that, especially when Adam Silver comes out opening night and he brings up gambling, like that was weird to me. I don't know if you guys watched opening night.
It is.
Just very weird. And then I think the timing of this is also maybe not weird, but maybe it's telling. Like maybe it's like, hey, we're going to give you a little of your due here, but we're going to bring you back to earth where if you're acting nefarious, it ain't going to be tolerated. And think about it. Like that's the one. What does America have across the globe, right? I mean, our sports to us, we call our Super Bowl, we call them the world champs.
Right.
right?
Right.
Right. One of these teams right now is going to be the world champions of baseball, right?
Yep.
It is something that just is in our DNA, and
it's big money.
Cheating. It's unfortunate, you know.
Yeah. What about Chauncey,
Boss,
Mike?
let me ask you, Chauncey obviously being.
I mean, he's an NBA coach, and he's got a gold jacket. What happens with him? What did he do? Do we know what he did?
All right, so he was the reason that these guys. So what they're saying is that Chauncey Billups was the guy that lured, and they're only luring one person. This is how nefarious this shit is. They're luring one mark into a poker table, and everybody's in on it but him.
Right.
And they're bringing these guys in because they want the cachet of like, oh, I'm playing poker with Chauncey Billups or Damon Jones
or whoever,
whatever. So I think the fact that one of those guys, I think Damon Jones, might have been implicated in both sides of it. Listen, the mob has been running illegal sports gambling and poker forever, right? I mean, so the fact that now it's a little bit more legalized, they're probably doing extreme things because they're getting cut out of this money. Right? People, right? We know one of the biggest bookies in Buffalo, right? Once the internet came around, we could bet from our phone. You're not calling him no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your debit card's in there.
Right.
I don't know. I just think it sets a bad example. Let me ask you this. What would they have to say that would make you believe that this is all isolated and there's no other shoes to drop? I mean, could that be possible in your mind?
No.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think you would.
We're never
really
going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to know.
If it's shady to begin with, it's not going to be shady when it's going to be shady when they release it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think what's going to happen is they're going to squeeze some guys, and for your well-being, you're going to cooperate.
You're going to talk.
So I hope
some examples of these guys. Set some examples with these guys that are all getting caught.
30 guys arrested. Somebody's going to talk.
Yeah, somebody's going to chirp.
Well, a lot of those guys
look what they did with Ohtani. Any of these big names, they're going to protect them. Look what Major League Baseball. It was the interpreter.
The face of the league. Yeah, right.
It was the interpreter.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's going on in every sport.
Yeah.
You know it is.
Exactly.
I mean, look, Calvin Ridley was doing it when he was here in Atlanta.
Yeah. But he got suspended for a year, right?
Yeah, suspended for a year. Now he's back on the field, and I'm sure learned his lesson from that. But some guys got to get caught to learn.
That or he's making checks from Tennessee fading.
Yeah. No kidding. Quick score update: 2-2 in the.
End of the inning. They got out of it.
Yeah, Varsho homer.
I can see what inning is it, guys?
And I will tell everybody: search your cards. 2022. Probably have some Cal Raleigh rookie cards that you just threw in a pile because I did a little search.
Because Mike and I did.
And I found 3. I'm hoping he's the MVP this year. Nothing against Aaron Judge and the Yankees. I really just want to see a Mariner get a buyback because I want to sell these 3 rookie cards back to Topps and have him autographed.
How much do you think my giant Jackson Corio rookie is?
The giant ones, unfortunately, are not worth much.
It's promo. Just BS.
No. So, I don't know. Anybody have anything to say? I'm just kind of disgusted with it. I hope that my bets are not all wasted right from the get-go. I mean, that's kind of what it is, right? We're talking about player props. We're talking about team props and over-unders and who the only Boston team I like because Bill Russell. Wow. Okay. I have more respect for Joey. Okay.
Yeah, that's a guy right
nice.
I've got to say, for how big gambling is nowadays and how it's still growing, there has to be that checks and balances, whatever you want to call it. And there's got to be, it's so hard to really tell. And for my whole point of view on betting, like I always think that there's some sort of implication with Vegas. I always think there's some sort of implication. That's why I track percentages so heavy.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, when a lot of people are on a team, certain things just always seem to happen. and that's what I've known my entire life in sports. So it doesn't shock me that things like this happen because we're all human. Mistakes get made, but there's got to be the integrity there. And if you can't keep that in check, then it just makes further issues down the road. So
either that or you got to be on the right side of the fix.
Exactly.
Well, the fix is hot. I mean, think about this, right? All you want to do is place a bet and think that your brain is going to win over the day, right? You don't want to place a bet thinking that you're in the hole. Now, let me ask this. Do you think in the short term, would this change the amount of player props? Or you think you're going to see more team over-unders, things like that? Or you think the public is just, into these player props and it is what it is?
The train has left the station.
Well, speaking from someone who lives in Georgia, player props is a lot of option, like the only option for certain people out here.
Yeah.
Now, when you have people like certain things are coming around like Kalshi and other apps where they're kind of finding loopholes now, but it's just been I've done it since I was probably 16, 17 of picking player props and doing prize picks every weekend, it is built into the culture now. And they got people like Drewski and other, famous like Adam Devine's doing commercials for him now, big actor. Like they're promoting it a lot and it's certainly a big market. So when you have people like Rozier, I know for a fact I've taken Rozier's over and I question, hey, can we go back and look at some of this? Maybe I get $5 free back. Who knows? I don't care. But it's interesting, man.
Now, let me ask you, Moneyball. Do you know, did they give any money back on those Donahue games?
Oh, no.
No. So shit happens, right? I mean, you placed the wager. You don't know. Hey, Jay, let me ask you this. I know your son's into it's funny. You talk about betting, right? So in Rhode Island, you can't sports bet, right? So he has to go right over the border into Massachusetts.
You can sports bet, but you can only use the Rhode Island sports book.
Oh,
that's like Florida. Florida has a monopoly too. There's one app. It's the Hard Rock.
The most corrupt state in the union is running a sports gambling site.
Exactly.
Great.
So nobody.
And we know who runs the city of Providence. Like, is this where the scandal started? You heard it here. Federal Hill, Providence. This could be the source of this whole thing. It could be Raimondo. It could be. You never know.
Well, we live right on the Massachusetts line, so he'll go right over the line and use DraftKings, because it picks up your phone's location. So,
yeah. No, but let me ask you this though. Like, I know him and his friends are pretty big into it. Do you think he's changing some of his betting strategies, or have you talked to those guys at all?
I don't think he's changing anything right now. I don't think he's read a little into what's going on, but I mean, seeing all this news, it might persuade him not to do it. Might, just pick over unders or the spread, money line.
Also team. Yeah.
Right. You can kind of poison people's thoughts about it.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, think about it. They want you to do these player props like live from the game. Oh, you're on row 3. Oh, here you go. Why don't you place a bet for this quarter or this game or over under? I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, obviously fantasy football predicts what people are going to do, and fantasy basketball, I mean, I totally get people are picking if you're going to play a good game or not, but I just get so nervous that, the youth are not smart sometimes, right? I mean, those guys are full of piss and vinegar, and they're boys.
It's already hot as it is. They're doing all parlays. They're parlaying all of this.
Oh yeah, they're parlaying 12-team parlays. Right. Yeah.
So
good luck.
Well, let me speak for the youth too, because I go on my social media every day. Every time I pull it up on Sunday or Monday, there's always some random, BR Gridiron or someone posting a random 5-leg parlay that hit for plus 1,200, and you get these other people that keep chasing. It's a terrible culture with that.
Yeah.
And I think the good thing here about our show is we're giving you value, and we do shoot out the parlays, but we're realistic about it. We're not telling you this is a lock. Yeah. Nothing's ever a lock.
Nothing's a lock.
No. And we should put a disclaimer out there that anything that we do talk about is for entertainment purposes only. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
So
bet responsibly, people.
Don't bet your mortgage.
Well, and that's kind of what I think it might be with these players, dude. Like they're so competitive that, like, oh shit, I gotta get some extra action on it. And for them, like I said, $2,500 to me is a shit ton of money. $2,500 to him is not, but like they just need action,
It's
know.
like their
And
snack
it's funny
money for the day.
I watched.
they're hooking up their homeboys. They're hooking up their homeboys.
They're hooking up their buddies.
Yeah, that's probably basically what it is. You know?
Yeah. Well, think about it. I think they did a survey. Like 60 or 70% of the rookies that come into the NBA are nervous about being able to sports bet just because they don't want, number one, the pressure, right? I mean, think about it. You got fantasy football players like, death-threatening kickers when they miss an extra point and they lose their week. You know what I mean? Like, so there's the pressure of that. But then you also got the pressure from within that's like, hey, man, we're boys. Can you help me out? Like, I'm sure that's how some of this starts, like you're trying to do good by people.
You got to ask Marcus about that.
You know what?
Say with one sport, with tennis, it's much worse with tennis since you're an individual player, not on a team.
Yeah.
In the comments that I see, like there's this girl, Eva Liz, who's a top tennis player in that realm. And she recently posted to her story all these comments she got. She lost to a worse player. She's getting like death threats, people saying, off yourself, things like that. It's a terrible culture. And people are putting these girls into like 5-leg parlays and then threatening them. It's like, you got to be realistic with a certain amount of stuff, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
I felt that way when Sean and I were betting on 1 p.m. soccer games on Tuesday in like some remote fucking mountaintop in Mexico City or something like.
League X, or I forget the name of it. The Tigres are good. They're usually good. Who else is good? Club America. We like Club America.
Yes, yeah. Well, because they said America. Yes.
Yeah, Club
Everybody do have to remember too. You're betting on kids.
Yeah,
these are kids we're betting on. You
Yeah.
know? Millions and millions of dollars are being bet on kids.
Yeah.
So it's
right.
I think
it's unfair pressure.
Specifically for college football, there should not be prop betting with college football. I think they put way too much pressure on these kids coming out of high school.
Sure.
Think of a guy like Ryan Williams on Alabama. I can't imagine the amount of people taking him to get a tutty every week. And it's just like this dude's my age, younger than me. It's like it's insane.
Well, here's what I think. I think the better news out there is that even though the technology is out there to cheat, I still think that technology can be used for good and we can discover these cheats, right? So the more accountable that they are, the more transparent they are. Maybe they have to, have an overarching sports. I hate to say get the government involved with it because I am such a small government person, but in this case, that's what the government does, right? They protect the people, right? And gambling, unfortunately, is an addiction. You might not be an alcoholic, you might not be onto drugs, but the guy that bet, who I was watching? Craig Carton, right? If anybody watches The Fan back in the day, Carton and Boomer had a show in the morning.
I hate him.
City.
I'm not a fan of him.
Hot
take artist.
But hold on. He had a real good take of when he went to rehab for gambling, thanks, buddy. How
asshole, baby.
Now listen, hold on. The guy next to him was in the rehab for the same type of thing. Carton's betting, millions of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, whatever. And this guy, his addiction was $1 scratch offs, right? And the guy told him, he said, I knew I had a problem when I got into my car and the shavings off the tickets were up to my knees. Like, how many scratch tickets?
That's a lot.
It just goes to show you that
scratch tickets.
It's an addiction. And I think that like all this stuff is preying on them. It's just, when you make drugs more accessible, people do drugs. When you make gambling more accessible, people gamble.
Right. You change the age of alcohol, tobacco products. Yeah. You legalize certain drugs. Yeah, of course.
Well, now it's going to be the ATFG, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and gambling, I don't know. I just think that they have to protect people. I'm anxious to see what happens. I do agree with Joey. if this is true for Chauncey Billups, and even though he was drafted by the Celtics and I hold him in a high regard, and, those teams in Detroit he played on were amazing, like, I would strip him of everything. Like, this to me is worse than Pete Rose. I know Pete Rose bet on games that he was in, but, I mean, for the most part, I think Pete Rose was betting on his damn self.
Yeah,
Pete Rose, like, I'm going to get paid a little bit more for playing my ass off. I'm going to play my ass off anyway. Right. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know the whole Pete Rose betting saga.
Pete Rose was doing it, I believe, when he was managing and he was betting on his team to win. That's respectable. So if you're going to do it,
Yeah, he didn't change any outcomes of the game.
Right.
Yes. And I don't know Shoeless Joe Jackson. Unfortunately, I heard he was an awesome dude too.
8-man out.
I don't know. I mean, that scandal seems like it rocked the world. I mean, now we have another one. So I don't know. Like I said, I just want it to come around and people to feel safe. Because that's really all we're trying to do is have fun, right? Betting should be fun. Like I said, please bet responsibly and love the line, because the line is hot. So that being said, Shawnee V, can you do me a favor?
Oh yeah, of course I can.
You're up.
So, are you ready to plan your dream getaway? At Cruise Planners by our beloved and favorite sponsor, Mrs. Amy Perrin, located right here in Lancaster. We've been helping travelers for over 20 years. Our clients experience unforgettable custom itineraries, all-inclusive escapes, cruises, and so much more. And best of all, you won't pay a dime for our expert services. So call us today at 716-458-0755 or visit us at our website, www.cruisetheworldvacations.com. And remember, your adventures starts here.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And Mr. Boss, just so everybody knows, I know you had some prior engagements. Thank you, Jay, for coming on.
Thanks, Jay. Your audio was great tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stepped it up. What a man.
So, again, I can't believe you guys are letting Boston Mike get the number one slot in the weekly picks. As you can see, we went a little bit
is it number one?
festive. Well, we're tied. Hold on. Okay, we're tied.
Okay. It's creeping. You're creeping on the come up.
No. Oh, I can't catch you if you keep tying me.
That's true. I'm not padding. I'm not padding, though. I'm not padding the lead.
No.
Hey,
that's a good week.
You guys killed it. 11 out of 15 is phenomenal. But we're still, everybody's hitting above a 50% clip. 15 games a week. We're doing solid here.
No, listen. And I'll tell everybody this, and I talk to Evan a lot. If you want good info from Evan, unfortunately, Friday night is not the time that you're going to get the best info. Okay? Evan works on these spreads and picks all week. When he sends me his picks, like the real pick Sunday morning, like he goes 12, 13 wins against the spread, right? So let's not,
Right. We're picking these spreads on Thursday with all the information that we have at the time, weather not being a factor necessarily, weather could change, injuries, designations not finalized. So, they could definitely change.
So, Evan, can you do me a favor and just kind of rehash a little bit of what we talked about earlier and like what you tracked during the week, just so everybody has a little bit more of an insight?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to do this because, it's we do this Friday. We know we got 2 days in between now and Sunday. So things change, percentages, everything I track. I'm an analytics guy. I'm looking at a very specific system of what I like to see. And think of all the people in the world that, you're busy Monday through Friday. So you're sitting there Saturday or Sunday, you wake up, that's when you're betting these teams. So I'm looking, typically my system is I like the early leans. I like to see what's moving, where the percentages are at initially to then get a better idea, Saturday night, Sunday morning type of thing. Cause that's when stuff is finalized, that's when these games are starting. So for last week, I gave out, we do the spreads here, but mainly what I'm tracking is money lines because there's a certain threshold or percentage, whatever you want to call it, where these games are kind of easier to tell for me to see what's actually going to happen. So, even for this week, there's teams getting like 67% for the Jets right now on the money. I can guarantee you between now and even tomorrow and the next day, that's going to change rapidly. So it's always a lean of what I'm giving here, and then I'll shoot it to you guys of what I finalize and what I think. And last week I went 13-1 on the money line. The only game I got wrong was that Atlanta team, thinking they were going to actually do some against the Niners.
Damn it, Phil.
God.
Yeah,
How do you do that? Like, how does that happen? Granted, I did go out to the West Coast, but you play so good against Buffalo, and then you just go lay an egg in San Fran.
It's
Classic
To a
hot dog
backup
spot.
quarterback. To a
it's
backup.
bad. It's bad coaching is what it is, honestly. It's terrible play calling on the offensive side. You're not going to win games putting up 10 points. I mean, even Cleveland would have beat our ass. So you got to be realistic with the play calling, and it's so painful for my two favorite teams because I'm a big fan of Buffalo. I'm a big fan of Atlanta. We got
Georgia. Georgia's the same way.
Yeah. It's like you got all the weapons in the world. It's just actually putting together the plays you need to on offense and defense. So it's a roller coaster ride, but that's what I love to see. That's what keeps it interesting as well. It's like, where is my team going to pop out at? And you get certain good value out of that too. So it's interesting to see how that all unfolds. But I still got to.
Right, let me ask you though. What are you specifically looking at early week? When do you look at it? Like what's? And I don't want to give away everything, but I mean, kind of just give us an overview.
Yeah, like if you're looking at this week, there is a ton of big favorites, like minus 200 and above. I've realized if you're comparing other, right. If you're comparing other sports, with the NFL specifically, a minus 200 and above to me is a big favorite, and that's just how they view it. Because for the 3 years that I've been tracking this and looking at the numbers, there's a certain percentage where these teams just do not hit as underdogs because they'd be paying out too much money. If you're a sports book, you want to set the line so that people aren't getting value, right? You're trying to make money as a sports book. So what I've done is look at the opposite and see how can they make the most money during the week. So if I see a team like for this week, prime example, the Jets, they have 6% of the total bet, but they have 67% of the money right now. So that entire difference there, that's an outlier, a huge outlier, and they're plus 235 right now. So it's not the biggest underdog on the slate, but it's too high for that percentage to pay out 67% at plus 235. That's just unrealistic betting. So when I see a line like that or a percentage, I just know for a fact that this team is going to win on the money line because the sports books would take a massive hit if they paid that out at plus 275. Like there's got to be a certain ratio there of like, maybe they'll allow this plus 100 team or plus, 115 at a 60% clip because that's not that big of a hit for them. So that's my entire strategy. And it's fading the public, it's fading what people think is going to happen, but it's what the sports books want to happen. So
they're taunting you and they're baiting you into the Jets.
They're the people. I don't understand the mindset there. I mean, the Jets are still pretty battered up. They're playing a team that just came off a good win.
Backup court. No, is there some insider info somewhere on this game?
It makes you think that. It really does, because it's you can't draw a conclusion in your mind of how this could happen. And another interesting game this week is the Houston game, where their spread's actually moving in the Houston direction, so they're becoming a bigger favorite. But there's 90% on San Francisco because, as we saw last week against the Falcons, San Francisco just gets the job done. So they're a team that the public loves backing. Yep. But the things with that is, like, I'm looking to see where is it too much? Where is it to where this just is too unrealistic for them to pay that out is all it is.
Blue Jays take the lead 3-2.
Blue Jays, bases
loaded. It hasn't happened yet. I'm on a delay. Hold on. Is it this pitch?
Probably.
Ooh, they're
right up the middle. Wow. Way to ruin that one.
Sorry. I think that was watching.
I said, I'm still rooting for the Dodgers. My man Mookie Betts is there. So shout out to Mookie.
Let's go. Built
All
in
right.
Buffalo.
So listen, we're all looking pretty good here. Like I said, we're all over 50. My man Hybrid with a 9 last week, not bad.
That's good
He's the low man, 51. Evans creeping up 52. I distanced myself from those two guys a smidge the last couple of weeks, but I can't catch SV the Don. Damn you.
One of these weeks I might slip up. I wouldn't count on it, but it's possible.
Well, what am I, 5 behind right now? I got to do something.
It's not insurmountable. Like I said, if I have a bad week, I just really haven't had any bad weeks, honestly, so far.
Yeah.
Not to say that it could be this week I have a bad week, but it's just going to take 1 week for me to fuck up. I mean,
the good thing with spreads though is there are certain percentages that just throw me off even at the beginning of the week when we do the show. Like last week it was the Packers was my main one. I knew way too many. It was like 93% or something crazy. Yeah. It was just the Cardinals were at home. Kyler Murray was kind of in the loop there, like just too many factors that make people question one side. You get all the money on one on the big favorite, and it just ends up 27-23.
Yeah,
things like that I can call early, but the actual money lines, that's where you give me a couple days, I'm pretty sharp.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so what I'm hearing is this. That you don't feel that the league is rigging these games per se, but you feel that the sports books are manipulating people into what they want to bet, and if you can catch them, you have an advantage.
Essentially yes. Because if you're the sports books, there's different line movements, there's different things you can do to make people believe in a certain team, and that's where the percentages change. The teams with the NFL, there's good players on every team in the NFL. So I think that's what kind of people forget about sometimes. And that's where I try and take advantage. But it's also, it's not a thing of every play is rigged. Everything is against you. There's public spots where I'm fading it and it still comes out for the public side. It's just within a certain margin. And I'm kind of, 50-50 on some of those because that's how they want it.
The house always wins. The house is not going to lose.
Right.
Vegas is not going to lose.
And the only way to be on the house's side is to be fading the public because the public loves underdogs and they love, especially in the NFL, they love taking a plus 200 team whenever you can. And there'll be some of them this weekend. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you had a lot of favorites last week.
Look at the Giants. The Giants should have won and still lost.
Right.
But they missed an extra point. Like, is that real? Like, did that happen? Like, come on.
I'm just saying.
That to me is the part where I question the integrity of the game.
Right.
Because the only way that they could have just ended it to where the minus 300 team got it done was to miss that extra point and give them the extra time to go back down the field and get that final field goal. Right. Those are the things that make you question. And those are the things where, even the total of over and under is like for this week on Thursday night game, the total was set at 44.5. You had it at 41 and the final kick of the game gets it over by 0.5. So it's like every time you look at it, if you're looking at it super closely, you will notice that the end of games affect a lot and how teams start out at the beginning of games affects a lot as well. So it's got to be a constant tracking thing, and they're betting on you not being that sharp and knowing every single angle of what's going on. And that's what I try and do is I sit here and I'm constantly tracking every single percentage I can because that's what gives me an edge over most bettors. So
I think most other people too, like most regular people, quote unquote, aren't like monitoring the league and all the teams and their performance on a weekly basis like we do. So it's like I think we are, I would say, maybe not statistically speaking, but we are sharp bettors on the show because we're paying attention to everything, the injuries, the trends, the fact that don't be surprised the Giants win. They still cover the spread. Most people wouldn't have thought that. So it's like if you're constantly paying attention, I feel like the public likes what they like. They go to Vegas on a boys' weekend and they throw a bunch of money on a bet and don't know what the hell they're doing. Those are the people that we're kind of like trying to help and educate, right?
Exactly. Yeah. For me, like if I'm putting money on it, I want to know every single possible angle. Like I I'm sitting here. If you guys find another podcast right now where you can find someone pulling up, I'm sitting here on my notebook writing every single injury for every single game this Sunday. I'm tracking all the percentages on my phone day-to-day basis. Like that type of research is what they don't want you to do and don't expect you to do because it's a sport. But it's real info and it's real tracking that is updated constantly. So
Mike,
it's
we need to give this guy a raise.
Hold
We need
on.
to give him a raise.
I do want to say that we are going to roll something out in the next couple of weeks where we are going to be giving some fans of the show an opportunity to discuss that week with Evan. All right. So, Joey, if you're out there listening, you could have been there, but now you're not. But we want to make everybody win, right? I mean, that's our thing, right? We want everyone to win. And if all it is just paying attention and a little bit of, it's like me. I just start taking some AI courses, right? Oh, you're 47 years old. Like, hey, man, you can always learn, right? I want to be into AI, right? So I need to learn the best products and uses of those products, right? Just like this. If you're betting like me, I'm stupid. I bet on feel. So I see a team during the year, who they're playing, their matchups, right? I don't go analytics. I don't really care if it's minus 115 or plus 115, right? I'm like, hey, there's no way that team passed the muster, right? So for me, it's all feel. So it's glad to see that there is another side of it.
5-2, man. Let's go, Blue Jays.
Oh, wow. 5-2. Wow.
Anytime the Dodgers are losing,
I believe there's still no outs. Still no outs in this inning, by the way.
Wow, they're rolling. Jeez, they're rolling. Awesome. Well, hey, Phil, listen, buddy. It's about time that you earn your paycheck this week.
Let's let them earn this money here. No Georgia, no dogs again this week.
No dogs.
We're getting a lot of breaks.
The college football betting blitz with ATL Phil. Take it away, my friend.
All right, sir. First game I got for you guys, Michigan State versus Michigan. Michigan State's getting 14.5 points in this game. And look, Michigan State, this is the game that they get up for. Michigan doesn't really get up to play Michigan State, but Michigan State gets up to play Michigan. 14.5 point spread. Look, if Michigan can dominate on the ground early, they got a chance to take this game, control the tempo. You know, their offensive line, they're consistently getting praised for the run and the pass blocking protection that they got. So, but if Michigan State, home team, they can leverage the crowd in this game, and they could cover the 14.5. So I would take Michigan State in the 14.5 in that game. Second game I got for you is BYU plus 2.5 versus Iowa State. Iowa State got the home field advantage, which could help in this rivalry game. Offense is really good. They have a really good run and pass offense. So plus they're coming off a bye week this week. So when they've had a couple of losses here in the past few weeks, so I think Iowa State's ready to get back on track. But at BYU, they got a strong run game, and they've been piling on the rushing yards this year. I can't remember the running back's name, but he's a stud. He's piling on the rushing yards. And can they also make plays through the air when they need to? So I think they can. Defense has been good, and they limit the big plays and stopping drives and forcing the punt and fourth down, forcing teams to get to the fourth down, punting the ball. Take BYU and the 2.5 in that game. And then Mississippi State plus 7.5 at Texas. Texas has got a dynamic offense. They can push the tempo in this game. They can make big plays on the ground and through the air, depending on if Manning's on or off that game. They're likely to have the edge in the trenches and on offense and defense. They got big guys on the offensive line, big guys on the defensive line, and they got the home field advantage playing with a large crowd out there in Austin this week. Mississippi State, if they can control the ball and run the ball effectively, they got to stay physical in this game with Texas. Texas is a physical team. If Mississippi State can stay physical, they can limit Texas's possessions in this game and keep them off the field. Take advantage of the turnovers. Texas is going to turn the ball over once or twice. If they can maximize on those turnovers, get the momentum swinging in their way, they can cover this 7.5. And then the game of the week. I think game day is going to be down in Nashville. Missouri plus 2.5 against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's offense is really balanced. They're productive with the ball. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They got a dual threat quarterback. This guy can run the ball, pass the ball, whatever he needs to do to keep his offense on the field. He seems to do that. He keeps drives alive, and he can wear down Missouri's defense. But Missouri, look, they got one of the top defenses nationally in the nation. I think third down stops, they're near the top. They got a strong run game in Missouri, and they can control the tempo, and they can take pressure off their passing game, running the ball, and stay on the field. So, me, myself, I like Missouri in the 2.5 against Vandy. So, what do you guys think?
Interesting. Very interesting. That Vandy quarterback, that dude's been money. Vandy's might be the surprise of the entire college season. But I like
Vandy's
the picks,
number
Phil.
10.
Yeah.
They're number 10.
Yeah, Bobby knows what he's doing.
Like 1940.
Right.
Broke the top 10. So 10 versus 15, but I think Missouri's got a strong run game. So,
yeah, for sure. Control the ball, control the clock. I do want to ask you boys this: that we're at our kind of second mini in-season bye for the Dogs.
For the Dogs.
I got to ask you. So, they've been playing better as of late. Second half team, we've talked about it. Obviously, big win over Ole Miss, and obviously higher seeded in terms of ranked with Lane Kiffin. We get the win. How do you guys see the Dogs rest of the season playing out? Do you guys think that we have what it takes?
Grand Slam!
Blue Jays just busted open. Yeah,
no way.
9-2. Holy
9-2.
Wow.
Billy told me Blue Jays had no chance. I said, not so fast, my friend.
You never set a team that's lower ranking at -200 to win the World Series. Sportsbooks, you're wrong, baby. It's the Jays. Let's go. I'm taking Drake over Kendrick. That's another topic people are bringing up. It's LA versus Toronto.
Oh, wow. You got to go with Drake. That's where Buffalo people, man.
Drake is him, man. Drake is him.
Yeah.
I'm
Drake has songs about Buffalo.
I go Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Younger generation, y'all know Drake's better.
Over both of them.
Oh, jeez, man.
Love to see it, man.
9-2. Wow, what a game.
But to answer your question, the Dogs are moving at a great pace. I love that game. We were down, I believe, more than just one tutty going into the fourth quarter. Yeah. You know, we weren't looking that great, but we do what we need to do to win games. And like I said, I believe in Smart. I believe in his coaching. I believe in the adjustments that they make during these games. You know, there's certain games like Alabama, and there's certain teams where that history also becomes a factor. But
yep.
Looking at our schedule, you know, the only real test we got now is going to be Georgia Tech, and that's
they're playing against my boys, my fake boys, Syracuse this week.
Yeah. How many overtimes last year? Like 7.
That's right. That's right.
Year?
Yeah, that was that crazy game last year. Well, I'll tell you what. I think Georgia Tech is a much better team, and Syracuse is a much worse team this year. So I don't
hold on. Let me remember that game. Was that the game that Georgia was favored by like 30 points? And Marcus had given those points, then we should have bet him push-ups on that game.
Yeah.
On the 30 spread.
I'm pretty sure.
Game, I don't even know what the spread was.
Oh, yeah, because remember, he was talking smack, wasn't he, about Georgia Tech?
Oh, yeah, it was big. It was a big spread.
I just got some homemade dessert delivered. Look at this. Right into the podcast.
Now, hold on. I do want to say, though, I know I brought Marcus's name up. Unfortunately, my man is still recovering from his knee procedure, so he's not going to be able to make it tonight. He did send his picks in. He did. If you missed last week's show, he did pay off his bet, obviously, that we had bet, right? Evan and I took the Pats. Sean and Mr. Dowden shook the Bills. So I just wanted to reiterate and just throw some proof out there that my man Marcus is a man of the people. He's a man of his word, and he did pay off the 100 push-ups.
This is for the Summer Sports Live crew, the gang, for my loss, 100 push-ups. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What a man.
Marcus is the man. Guys' knees are all busted up. He's recovering.
Two things.
Still doing 100 push-ups.
That was amazing. I don't know if it's 100. I tried to count him. He just does them so fast. Like I just can't count every time he does one. But the second point of that story is that there was another.
The Blue Jays just went deep again, by the way. Again.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no,
making a statement. Making a statement. Sorry, Mike. God.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I'm a pitch behind. There you go. See ya.
11-2 Jays.
Center field. Wow.
Jeez. You know the money you could have made if you bet that total up to 10.5.
Maybe the team of destiny, baby.
Yeah.
You know, last time the Jays were in the World Series, the Bills were in the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Just so you know, you still owe us.
I know. I do.
100 push-ups.
As the 410 people that are currently watching live, I'm giving you my word that those push-ups will be performed and recorded before next week's episode, which is going to be a special Halloween episode, I might add.
Don't make me send the leg breakers out for you.
Oh, no. Okay? You would never, would you? You would never do that to me, would you, bud?
I'll record it. I'll make sure he does the 100. I'll record it.
Yes, sir, Phil. You keep him in line there. I trust Phil.
ATO Phil's got me.
Right next door.
Listen, if he doesn't do it this week, we want interest. We want 100 push-ups and then 100 sit-ups if you don't do it this week.
That's fair. I'm in.
We're adding on interest.
The only reason I didn't do it is because my back was sore. But you know what? That's not even an excuse because Marcus' knees are like ripped apart. Like, so I can't even.
He's on one leg and he's doing 100 push-ups.
I know. He doesn't.
He's also a freak. He's freak
also
of
NFL. Like changed the game of NFL linebacking play forever. So
yes. So
hey, Moneyball, I do have one question. How much faith do you have in Bobo?
In Bobo?
Yeah. OC.
Oh, I'm like, I'm losing my mind over here. I got faith in him, man. I mean, it's a little questionable. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it's a work in progress as you move along. You know, this year was offense questionable at the beginning of the year. Just really didn't know what was going to piece together. You know, Stockton was still fairly new, but I loved what he did last week. You know, I loved his run into the end zone where he dives, hits the pylon. I think working him more into the run game is going to be crucial as we move on.
He's impressed me, Stockton. I wasn't impressed at the beginning of the season, but he's earned my respect for what that's worth.
Yeah.
You know,
Bobo's he's just sometimes real predictable with his play calling. And it drives
the downside,
crazy.
No, it's a valid question. Don't get me wrong. Very valid.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. ATL Phil, thank you so much.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate your college football insights. We are now on to the funnest part of our show, where we get to talk about the league that we love the most and who is going to win and who is not going to win. And I would like to point out that we do have a new sponsor of Monster Energy. So thank you to Monster for sponsoring the Built in Buffalo Podcast Network.
Drinking Monster in October.
Yes. And it's a good segue into a little spooky show, right? You see some pumpkins, the Monster. We're playing it off. Who's going to have a Monster game? I mean, there's a lot of things that we could do with it. But so here's the week 8 early. If you notice, there's only one home dog. I love home dogs. Not this dog, but I do love home dogs. Those spreads are large, way more than we've seen in the past. I mean, I know we do have some upsets coming. We try not to always pick the -1.5 coin flip upset, right? What can we see happening? But I mean, just from looking at these games, when was the last time, Evan, you saw spreads like this?
It's been a minute, I'll be honest.
Right?
Like,
Dude,
it's just for week 8 and how much is kind of still up in the air for this season. It's surprising to see, especially the Ravens. Another podcast I listen to has mentioned this is probably the first time in NFL history that a team that's 1-5 facing a 4-2 team at home is favored by 6.5. It's insane to see, but it's something you got to look out for because Lamar hasn't been there. It's everything with the NFL is matchups and situational based.
Yeah.
Never look at one week from another and expect things to just stay consistent. It's not going to happen like that. Atlanta is a prime example of that. So don't take it week to week. Look at matchups. That's all I got to say. What'd you say?
Is he eating food? I'm hungry here, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, I said Lindsay brought me over some homemade dessert. I said it.
Yeah.
I had it muted. I had it muted. You couldn't hear me chewing. God.
Yo, you look like Sanchez sneaking a hot dog. What the hell?
Just let me take over the whole week 8. He can enjoy his dessert. I'm ready for this week, baby.
Yeah. Listen, I know you are. So let me ask you this. All right, so we pick every week against the spread. Let's kind of show this out here. We got some lone wolves this week again, right? Some guys going out on a limb. Let's just start at the top. Obviously, Atlanta, Miami. You guys are all on Atlanta, giving 7.5. I'm unfortunately not taking 7.5 lightly. I could see Atlanta winning by a couple, or maybe just the Dolphins winning outright. I know that's weird to say. I don't know. I just feel a little bit of it. Any thoughts on that game, guys?
ATL Phil's
you are the lone wolf technically on paper here, but as I've done more digging, even I shot you my picks earlier today, but while sitting here prepping for this matchup, if it means anything and we could go back and look at it, I'm going to say Miami covers here now. That's just a percentage change difference. So I'm riding with you. You're not the fully lone wolf on this now.
Well, hey, I appreciate that because you're letting me get the only win. If they win, you just gave up a point. Thank you. I knew I liked you, Evan. Thank you.
Yeah, man, I got you.
So what changed your mind? What changed your mind?
Solely injuries for Atlanta this week, honestly. We've got Penix questionable right now. We don't even know if our starting quarterback is going to be out there. Algier, who's been
Cousins. Isn't Cousins the backup?
Cousins would be the backup in that situation for sure, which isn't the worst option, against the trendy
might
Dolphins
steal the job
team.
back. Who knows?
Right. But we also have Algier questionable, who's been a big key to our offense. When Bijan isn't working, that's our guy we can trust to get us another first down. So that's a questionable spot. And then the people that we have out are mainly on defense. We got Billy Bowman, a really good cornerback, out. We got Diablo, a very key linebacker, out. Jalen Walker out. And then we got an offensive lineman who's out as well. So things are starting to pile up for Atlanta, and there's only 5% of the money on the Dolphins right now. So it's one of those spots I'm kind of questioning and could see Miami pulling it out.
Well,
so beware.
5%, you can count me in that 5%.
Yeah.
Well, and then these next two games, obviously, we full sweep. We fully expect the Bengals. We fully expect the Patriots, and those are big spreads. I know you think what, Evan? Cincy's your lock of the week?
Cincy right now, yeah. The highest underdog besides San Francisco is the Jets for this week. The Jets have 67% of the money. Let me refresh real quick and just guarantee that for you guys real quick live on the show. Miami, let's see, the Jets, as of right now, they're the top game. Yeah, 66% still on the money line.
Wow.
So I'm taking Cincinnati all day to win and cover this game for sure.
They're not believing in Joe Flacco's rushing touchdown. Did we get confirmation that he put that bet in?
Nah, I don't know. just Joey's still here. Comment. He did write it, but he also
All
then
right.
kind of backtracked and said that he was like driving and texting, or I don't know. But you know what? Flacco, not for nothing. Flacco did stabilize their offense. And
He
he's
did.
he's point guarding the ball to the receivers. You know,
I think
gave
that was
them-
a great move by that team to go out and
Yeah.
get him and realize Browning was not the answer, and just keep him alive.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Otani just went deep, I believe.
Oh, so shocker!
Two run homer. Mike, watch, you'll see.
I know you're.
That's 11-4 now.
Best player in the
Dude,
league.
his swing is like Ken Griffey
I
Jr.
know. It's great.
So clean.
Oh my God, dude, he is so effortless. You know what's funny? I played golf with a 16-year-old kid the other day. Shout out to my man Michael German, Somerset, Massachusetts golf team. He's a sophomore right now. I mean, he's going to be the captain
kid's a prodigy.
next year.
Yeah,
I mean,
love it.
the kid shot like an 80.
Give him a
I
contract.
shot 110 or something.
Oh,
and I looked at this kid and I said, and he's not a big kid at all. He's like I was as a kid. You know, he's tall and thin, right? But I mean, the way his torquing and body, it's effortlessly. It makes me wonder, like, what in my mind tells me that I have to try to murder the ball through the ground. So, effortless is where it's at.
You just need an El Diablo club, right, Phil?
Oh, there you
That's
go.
it, man. I'm telling you, that thing will
All right, so we're all in the Pats. I mean, that's a pretty big spread, right? Nah, Cleveland.
I think the Pats have earned respect league.
They got a good defense. I mean, could you see the Pats winning by 4 or 5? Or I mean, obviously we all gave 7.5. What do you think?
The spread's interesting for this game. I think Cleveland, they have a good defense. We all know that. You know, there's no doubt the Patriots are going to have to work harder this game. I think the Patriots offense, the running game for the Patriots is a little questionable. So if they keep it close, I think that's really where that's going to play out. But just for how healthy they are this week, I expect Diggs to get in the end zone. Right. I expect just Drake May to keep doing what he's doing, stay consistent. They're the better team, and I don't trust Dylan Gabriel to really put up a ton of points. So
right, I agree with that. I think that the Browns and the Patriots defenses are basically like a wash, where the definitive edge is the Patriots offense. That's really it. As simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. I'd agree. All right. Well, then we got another lone wolf. Woohoo!
Oh,
why are you guys all taking the Giants? And I'm the only smart person taking the Eagles here? Hold on. What's happening?
There's a shift in the NFC. Is it the East? NFC East.
It's going to be one of those games, I can tell you now, where
division.
They want people to keep betting the Giants just for what happened 2 weeks ago. I in no way expect the Giants to win this game percentage-wise. It's
same.
While I've been tracking it literally for the past 2 hours, they're still getting more percentage. They're almost up to 20% now, maybe even above that. So when I look,
you're saying on money line, Giants.
Yeah, money line. Yep. And when I tracked it literally yesterday, they were at 9%. So they were just constantly getting more public on them.
Wow.
But that's where they want this game to be close so that people keep betting that money line to get the extra value, but it's just not going to end up coming out. And I think I think the Philly AJ Brown's out. They got some other questionable pieces this week.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, so
he's been balling lately.
Certain things that are just going to keep this game close, I think, still, but they won't
It's a division game, and you know what? Dart's been playing pretty well. He's been running the ball. They're picking up first downs. They're next man up on a receiver, like Wandell has been doing his thing.
Yeah, man.
I think Eagles win, but I think the Giants cover. Yeah,
for sure.
Listen, I just think, like you said, Evan, I think they're baiting people into the Giants. I mean, the Eagles can't look bad against them twice this year. I mean, that's what I look at.
Well, in last week's game with the Giants is a prime example of where too many people were on them in that game. They kept it close. They should have won it, but something just ends up happening. I can't say that the Eagles are playing as good as Denver actually, but I can say that they have the tools to still beat them and get it done.
Yeah.
So.
All right, and then we come up to our favorite here, the Buffalo Bills at the Panthers. We got a lone wolf, Evan. You love the Bills and you love the Falcons, but yet you picked the Panthers.
This
do you
game,
think?
man, this is very similar to Arizona last week, actually, where I won the spread on that one being the lone dog. I think,
Shout out. Okay.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
game's interesting. You know, the whole question is with the quarterback. I think last year even Andy Dalton came in and won a game for him as big underdogs. The right now they're sitting at 2% on the money line, no shift at all. Everybody loves the Bills week to week. Would it shock me that they could win this game? Yeah, I don't think they should. But is there also factors of they haven't lost at home? You know, their defense, they're good at stopping the run, actually. You know, they're doing things that they haven't done in the past.
All right. 2 elite
And-
running backs. I mean, an elite duo, I'd say, right?
Yeah, man. Like Rico Dowdle was
Shula.
a steal and proving to be every week. So it's
Yeah.
too many factors against the Bills, I think. It sucks, man. It sucks because I really don't want it to be the case. Everything in my mind is telling me to take the Bills, but I think that's the same case for everyone, and those are the spots where I have to trust the analytics here. And I wouldn't say fully confidently that I'm going to be betting Carolina money line, but I'm going to sprinkle it. I'll guarantee you that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hope we see
All right,
a blowout.
SV. All right, SV.
Yeah.
This is where you can take control here if your
Yeah.
Bears go into Baltimore. What do you see about the Bears that made you pick them?
This is just, and I know, like, I get Lamar is back. I don't know. I just think I've liked the way that Chicago's been running the ball. Swift has been a revelation this season, back to like his beginning years in Detroit. He's looked great. Obviously, we're big fans of Roma Dunze over here. I don't know. Baltimore's been playing, obviously not great, but even with Lamar back, like, their defense is still terrible. Like, that Lamar is not going to help that. So, and again,
They're healthy now.
The Bears are getting points in this game, right? So
The Bears,
That's been a half.
the Bears, in my opinion, are the biggest letdown spot of the entire weekend. I think we've started to really like Caleb Williams again. You know, their DeAndre Swift has came on out of nowhere. But this week, specifically injury-wise, no Cole Kmet again. You know, Loveland's going to probably have to step up a little bit. Two offensive tackles out. Cornerback is out. And Swift was questionable, probably going to play, but does that affect him a little bit? Who knows? You know, the Ravens defense is good when healthy. If you looked at injury lists for the past couple weeks with the Ravens, easily the most injured team in the league. And somehow this week it's like one or two guys. You know, they have their team back on the defense. I think they can shut down Swift and get to Caleb Williams again with two offensive linemen out.
Yeah, no, I can see it, and I'm giving the Bears. I'm giving the Bears their chance here. To show me something.
But let me ask this: is this a spread pick or is this a gut? Do you think they're going to beat Baltimore?
No. I think it's a game that they can keep close. I absolutely would pick.
Good.
I would pick Ravens to win the game if I was just betting the money line. But I think that with all the factors of Baltimore, I think it may take a week or two for them to get everybody back healthy and to kind of hit their full stride. I mean, I think Lamar, I think he might have had a short week of practice this week because he was still coming back from an injury. I don't know. It takes time to get into rhythm again with your receivers and things like that. So I don't know. I could definitely see Baltimore winning. They really need to win to kind of save their season at this point and go on a run, which they can do. But I think that the Bears could keep it within a touchdown. So
another interesting just comparison between the odds for where this game is set. The Jets are a smaller underdog than Chicago in these games. It makes zero sense what the NFL does, but there's a reason for it. So just be aware with Chicago.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
28% on the money line, by the way.
We're all sweeping the 49ers over the Texans. I wasn't really feeling the Texans.
That's my favorite, like, probably underdog pick of the week there.
And as I'm looking at this, man, it's another game this week. This week is a lot of public riding with these underdogs. You know, everybody wants to get that team because there's so much value technically on this slate. But the 49ers, like I was talking with Mike before this, 90% of the money on San Francisco, and they're moving the line towards the Texans. It doesn't make sense. You know, Nico Collins is out. Let me throw some other people that are out for this game. I know I wrote notes for this one. Houston, here we go. We got Collins, Kirk out. You got a cornerback out, and then you got a couple defensive tackle and another cornerback questionable. So some things that are, why are they moving the line this way? And I think what it is next week, the Texans got a bye. If they lose this week, they're going to be 2-5 going into the bye week. Just like your season's practically over at that point. I think this would be a crucial game for them to prep for. And regardless of who's questionable, I think they're going to play their guts out. I kind of question my San Francisco pick here a little bit. Not going to lie.
Well, luckily, no one will catch you if we're all wrong.
It's true.
Very true. But
all right. So listen. So then we go into the late games. Got 3 at 4-ish, 4 o'clock, 4:25. We got a Sunday night home dog, and that Monday night game looked a lot better before the third quarter of last week's game with Jaden Daniels hurting his hamstring, unfortunately. We got 6 byes going into next week. I mean, anything on this slate to stand out to you? I mean, for me, just right off the bat, I mean, that Indy spread is large.
Yeah.
But, again, Jonathan Taylor's going to get
warranted though.
rushing yards.
That's a weird, I'll say this just real quick about that Colts game, and then I'll let you guys take it. That division over the last couple of years, especially when Tennessee's been slightly more formidable than now, Jacksonville, Colts, Tennessee, I forget the other team in the division at the moment, but the way that they all beat up on each other, and those games tend to be close. So I actually thought about taking Tennessee, getting 13.5 just because of that. Houston, right. They have those games have been kind of wacky games when the division plays each other. I just think the Colts are actually legit at this point, and they've earned that 13.5. And the way that their offense has been moving the ball and their defense has been pretty solid, I think they cover it this time.
Yeah, it's just a big spread, like I said. I mean, Monday night's at 11.5. I mean, I get that. I mean, listen, Cam Ward's going to throw it all around. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that kind of suits, I think, his play style. They don't want to be up and run the ball. They want him slinging it,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that Dallas game, I'm all over Dallas just straight out. I think Dallas is a powerhouse. I mean, even though people, the Micah Parsons thing and their defense is horrible. Their defense is not that bad, but
they score. Yeah.
They can score, and that's like the
Denver's
one thing
got
that
a good defense.
Huh?
Denver's got a really good defense.
Denver has one of the best defenses in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
You know what?
For sure.
CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Javonte Williams. I don't know. I mean, for me,
what did Denver's D just do against the Giants last week? By the way,
gave up 30 points.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever. So
not impressed. I love the names on the jerseys.
Giants' offense is legit though a little bit. Yeah. We're seeing that.
You don't think Dallas' offense is legit?
I think it's legit, but I think there's also a very big letdown spot here, and that's solely what I'm going off of. I think they tied against the Packers. They beat a terrible Commanders team. I'm not big on the Commanders at all this year. I just don't think they've really the Broncos to me find a way to get it done. That's all it is. Like last week they proved that to me, and I'm not going to fade them at home. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think in a close game, I do like the Broncos. I'm thinking more so. I think this is how Mike. I don't want to speak for Mike, put words in your mouth. But don't you think that you see Cowboys winning by like 7 to 10 points? Is that what you're kind of thinking?
I think that they get up early and they get Denver out of there. I mean, I don't think you can't come back every week against teams that score 30. I mean, I think Dallas is gonna. Their tight end is going to get 2 touchdowns. I mean, Devontae's going to get.
Ferguson's been awesome.
If they shut down Dallas, I will be surprised.
Right.
I mean, but again, I'm a feel person, right?
Yes.
I don't feel.
No, I agree.
When you look at them head to head, from what I've seen, the eye test, I think Dallas has a better chance. And you like Denver?
In Denver, Dallas is a dome team. Put them out there in the element. Let's see what happens.
Hey, and Williams is eventually going to regress. I'll say it right now. I don't think he's a top 5 running back in the NFL. I think he's playing dog dog
Yeah.
shit teams with terrible
Right.
defenses that kind of
And
elevated him a little.
Dallas does have a good offensive line, though. I'll
They
give
do.
them that.
They do. Don't
They
get me
do.
wrong. He's
They're
working
making
with
him
a
look
solid
better than he
team,
is. Yeah,
but it's
sure.
it's
These wide
this is probably one
receivers
of the
are
most
making Dak
interesting
look better.
games.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
don't have the confidence in Dak. You're good, man. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I
Yeah.
think these Dallas wide receivers are making Dak look good. I don't have the faith that Dak will stay on this like he's playing. I don't see it.
Listen, the narrative is that he can't get you over the finish line, right? So, I mean, this is the spot where
Right.
he should fail, right? But I just think this year is just a little bit different. I think he's going to prevail. I mean, and I'm not a Cowboy fan by any means. I mean,
No.
how does a guy from Rhode Island?
Todd is.
How does a guy from Rhode Island have Cowboy fans in his family, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been fighting
because
the
they were
Cowboys.
they were America's team for a long time.
Yes.
Well,
Hey, and
That's why.
In the 80s.
another good thing about the Broncos is they know how to stay healthy. They have no injuries this week. You know, the Cowboys are without Diggs, who is clearly a big part of their defense. I think he got a pick last week, right?
So Deron Bland, though,
Bland,
come on.
Bland.
I mean,
He's
that
still,
dude-
you know, it's just about healthiness, and I think it's an interesting spot for sure. You know,
listen, that's why it's beautiful that they play the game, right? I mean,
Yeah,
right.
that's true. That's why they
You
go
know,
between
I
the
love
white
this.
lines.
I love
boys.
that game.
So, all right, listen. So let's see what we're loading in here. A couple dogs or lone wolves in here. SV, obviously, homeboy, Tampa. I know you love
I love
Baker.
I've
What's
been
your
on Baker
thoughts
all
here?
year. I think Mbuka, it could be enough, even with Mike Evans coming back and going back out again. I got to ride with my boy Baker. I've been on him all year since the beginning of the season. They're getting points in this game. I'll take Tampa.
All right. We already talked about
think
Dallas,
Broken-
Denver, right? Colts. All right, so we got a split on the Colts. Mr. Hybrid and Moneyball don't like that spread. Oh, no, they do
team-
like that spread. They do.
No
like the
team in
spread.
the NFL has covered 14.5 all year. That's solely what I'm basing this off of. I don't care how good you are in the NFL. You're giving me 2 tutties. I don't care
Right.
what happened.
Right.
The Colts also are in a spot where they've covered 4 straight games. That is a spot to eventually have something go wrong. I still expect them to win. But
Probably a division game is the one that it would end. You know what I mean? So I
Exactly.
feel you on that. I just said
Yeah.
it. I could see it happening for sure.
All right.
even without Ridley.
All right. Well, listen, why don't you explain to all of us why the Steelers are the worst pick and you're going lone wolf style on the Packers coming off that game last week. What do you think?
The Rodgers revenge game.
Obviously, this game is one of the better games of the slate, if not the best game of the week. You got the Rodgers revenge game. It's an interesting one. I can't deny it. Micah Parsons had 9 sacks last week. Just want to throw that out there. Probably the highest total I've ever seen. It's an interesting
He had 9
spot.
sacks last week. Is that real? He did?
Yeah.
He had 9 sacks by himself.
He played.
Wow.
They played Arizona. Yeah, he had 9 sacks.
What? How did I not hear about this?
Me neither.
The podcast I listened to said that. If I'm wrong, blame Hold the Phone podcast.
I feel like that'd be like the number 1 story on SportsCenter. Or maybe
I feel like that would be a new MVP.
We gotta fact check.
We're
We're gonna fact check that real quick.
Please do.
He might have had 9 pressures. Hold on.
I need to know this.
MVP.
That's a record. That'd be an NFL record.
Gotta be.
Okay, then
Hold
they would
on.
be talking. That's
Green
probably
Bay.
9 total for the year.
Hold on,
then.
we're gonna check this. Yeah, that's definitely realistic.
Yeah, that's more realistic.
Parsons had 4 solo tackles, 1 assist. He had 3 sacks, 26 yards lost.
I mean, that's still hella fucking impressive for
Still,
one game.
3 sacks in one game.
I was
Wow.
saying like 9 would be insane.
Yeah, when I heard it, I didn't believe it. Probably should have fact checked that before I threw that out there.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
We're going to do that for you.
We
Yeah,
got you.
you.
We got you on that one, too.
I was like, damn, I didn't hear about this. What?
Hey, are you changing your lone wolf to the Steelers?
I think with this game, like when it comes to the 4 o'clock later games, I'm kind of also tracking the home to away ratio of, how many what because this week we got a lot of home favorites, big favorites. So if we get to a point where they're just saying, screw all these underdogs, I think you also have the Colts at a 1,400 favorite, biggest of the week, and after the 4:00. You got Denver, who's minus 180, not a small favorite, and then you get to the Pittsburgh, and then the game after that's the Chiefs at home as minus 800. So if there's going to be one away team that wins, is it the Packers? I could see that happening. I think they're also in a spot where they haven't covered in 3 weeks straight, maybe even 4 if I'm remembering right, but I know it's a couple in a row now. And I think a lot of people are going to be playing into the fact of the revenge game, yada, yada. I think the Steelers losing to the Bengals wasn't the best showcase for them last week. It's just a storyline that people want to believe in. It has to really come through on the percentages for me to want to back the Steelers. I think they do play well at home. They got a great fan base, but it's just it's a game where it can go either way. Honestly, I don't think the odds are that accurate. But it'll just really depend on if they stay at 20% on the spread for the Packers right now. Then I'm taking the favorite there.
Yeah. I don't know. I just see the Steelers can't play defense again like they played last week. I think Green Bay, for me, has been one of the most disappointing, maybe them in Baltimore. Who else has been more disappointing? I know they have injuries, right?
But, their record's still good, but but
we
they
thought they were going to
the
be
season like they were going to be the NFC team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got the same record, or if you want to count the tie, they're better than the Eagles right now. So,
the Eagles have also been disappointing.
Yeah, they're getting the job done, but it's also a fact of the Packers. Just their wide receiver core is getting demolished. I think they're getting Christian Watson back this week supposedly. They also had Golden, who got injured at practice today. Yeah, so that's a big hit. Josh Jacobs is healthy though. I think they could run the ball against this Pittsburgh team. I also think on the flip side, the Steelers don't really have that good of a running offense, which I think if you're forcing Aaron Rodgers to really sling it, I think he does make mistakes, and that could be really where the difference is in this game. I think if
Green Bay's D is pretty good too, like overall.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hot take. Jalen Warren is better than Josh Jacobs right now.
No,
I don't agree.
Listen. I start Jalen Warren. I don't
statistically, maybe in fantasy, but not like for talent or anything.
On paper, probably not, but as far as fantasy, maybe, yeah. I
would rather have Jalen Warren right now. He's younger. He catches the ball better. I think that offense. I think he's going to be the focal point this week, personally.
No, it's not that hot of a take. I'm not like the biggest Josh Jacobs guy, but as far as
I love Josh Jacobs, don't get me wrong. I do.
We got a bell cow guy and not a bell cow guy.
They let Najee Harris go. They don't. You know what I mean? Jalen Warren's the guy there, man. I know he was hurt a couple weeks ago, but he's the guy.
The best indicator for this game is going to be how many big underdogs have came out already, because we got a slate of 7 1:00 games where a lot of teams are plus 200. If we get 2 or 3 of those to come out, I can almost guarantee you there might not be another one to come out for the rest of the day. There's only 13 games in this slate, 2 1,400, and then anyone that likes an underdog wants it to be sandwiched between these games, because that the Colts aren't going to lose as minus 1,400, and the Chiefs aren't going to lose at minus 800. So where do you lean towards for there to be a late underdog? It would be this game. But I think that's also where the NFL can kind of pull the rug out from under you. So it's got to be, just keep an eye out. You have time. Don't bet that game early. See what happens, and then bet it.
That's what I'm
doing.
Right. So I like to bet the 1:00 games in together, and then bet the 4:00 games, and then
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this
nobody likes the Commanders.
Terrible defense. Terrible.
ATL Phil, what'd you say there? I didn't quite hear you.
I said, so this is the week of the home team, correct?
Right now on my predictions, dude, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like a 9-2 ratio between favorites at home versus underdogs. So
yeah,
pretty big splits there. And it's just because people are hammering all these underdogs. I think the Bills do possibly win on the road, but even if they put up a goose egg and let up a ton of points to Carolina, there could be a 10-1 ratio of home favorites winning this week. So kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I'm anxious to give my man SV the Don the floor. You ready to talk some? The ice is hot. Are you ready to give some hockey here?
Yeah, man. Last but not least, right? I mean,
hey,
yeah, bro.
The Sabres are winning. I want to give you the floor. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Take the floor.
Yeah. So yeah, hockey's back, like we talked about. It's about 3 weeks into the season now. Last week, the picks that we gave went about 500, but the main picks, if you remember, I said was Toronto goal total over 2.5. So we hit that. Real quick, just want to talk about the Sabres for a second. You can always tune in for more of my takes on our sister pod, Step Brother Sports. We're always talking Sabres and Bills. But yeah, Sabres have battled back to 500 after starting the season 0-3. They're now sit at 3-3 or 4-4. I think they're 4-4 now. They had a nice win today against Toronto. We're playing a home and home against Toronto. Played tonight in Buffalo. They got the win 5-3. Really had a great second period where they went in after the first 2-2, high scoring first period. Toronto's never been a team with good defense, as we know. They can score, but they lost Mitch Marner. But yeah, they're playing well. Their offense is starting to score, and they're definitely playing better team defense. And they're getting fantastic goalie play from all their goalies this year. Alex Lyon gets the win again tonight, and that they had a goalie that we picked up off waivers before we started the season that played, and it was like the story was on national TV Thursday night. They ended up beating Detroit, and the guy got his win in his first ever NHL game. The family traveled in from out of town and took the game in. They were crying. He stopped multiple breakaways. It's one thing the Sabres got to tighten up. They gave up 3 more breakaways tonight. One of them was a goal by Nylander for Toronto. So they got to tighten up on those breakaways. But other than that, they've been very good. Goalie play has been awesome. They seem to be hitting their stride, playing fast. We played Toronto again on the back end of the home and home at Toronto at rare 5 o'clock game on a football Saturday for college football. We're going to sneak a Sabres game in there. But I want to give some picks out. One of the picks I'm going to give, I already hit. I wasn't going to give it at the top of the show, but with Jay the boss had to get out of here. So obviously, hockey, not least but last. But I had the Sabres to win the night. They pulled it out 5-3. I also like tonight New Jersey -1.5 and Winnipeg money line. So maybe we can check how those games are going. And then tomorrow, we got a couple games for you, like Vegas money line, the Jack Eichel. Eichel's leading the league in points right now, and it's not even close. He's pulling away in the early season points lead, scoring, assisting on tons of goals. Their power play is playing great. I also like one underdog tomorrow on Saturday, a Utah money line. I think the wrong team is favored. Utah has won their head-to-head matchup 3 straight games, and they've done it in convincing fashion. They've been pretty good this year. They're +100, so I like the odds there and the value you're getting betting them their money line tomorrow. I also do like Montreal money line and Edmonton money line. And then last but not least, I have one over for you in the Pittsburgh versus Columbus game tomorrow. I believe it's a 7 o'clock start. The real under-over is 6.5. We're going to buy it down 1 goal and take over 5.5 in that Pittsburgh-Columbus game. You can look for yourself. Every time those two teams plays, it's at least usually like a 7 or even an 8-goal game between the two of them. The last bunch of times they play, it's just two teams that like to score when they play each other. There's not much defense. So again, that's over 5.5. Pittsburgh, Columbus, Edmonton, Montreal, Vegas, and Utah money lines. And we'll continue to, again, last week we were at about 500. We were right at even money, but we did hit the big one, which is over 2.5 goals for Toronto. So we'll monitor that, and we'll keep track of it just like we're doing with the spread picks. And hopefully, like I said, my goal this season for you guys is to get at least 70% winners. So stay tuned.
Nice. Congratulations. Thank you. Give you a little bit.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, listen, definitely not hockey last. I mean, I know where I live. I grew up in Providence, Rhode Island. We didn't have NHL hockey, so we got an AHL team, and it was kind of trendy and whatever. But when I moved here, I really realized how hockey towns are supposed to be. I mean, I moved here in 2000. I don't know, maybe it was the Flyers. They were playing in the playoffs against the Flyers. I mean,
or the last time, yeah.
Oh, dude,
Since
like
the last
every
time, yeah.
street downtown was painted. It's like they were so into that, and it really just got me thinking, like, is there another sport that I really just wasn't into? And I've kind of become a Sabres fan, so definitely not last
It's
is
hard.
least.
Yeah.
We'll get you up the pecking order. Listen, they're 500 right now. It is 4-4 on the season. So when they get over 500, they're going to move up in the pecking order.
They're playing well, man. Like, and they lost to Montreal, and we lightly touched on that game. I think Montreal is a really good team. Like, they're super fast. They basically dominated the Sabres, and the Sabres like hung on until the third period, and they just couldn't contain them. They ended up losing like a close game where they scored 2 goals at the end. But just looking at the scores from today, and again, I swear on my mother's life, and those of you who know Sandy, I don't take that lightly. No. So I had the Sabres winning tonight. They won 5-3. And the Devils did cover. They won 3-1 in a close game. Them and the Sharks play close games for some reason, low scoring games. But the Devils did cover. I don't know if they hit an empty netter or what, but they won 3-1. So perfect on the day. So we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
Nice,
man. I love NHL. It's been a 2-year streak now for me of kind of getting into it. Never played it, never really cared for it, but the culture of NHL and hockey in general is awesome. I love, the fighting. I love things that kind of other sports have gone away from. Hockey dives into, and I think the conversations that I have with Sean about it, I'm getting passionate about it. It's awesome, man. But I think the Sabres, dude, it's been a terrible team for so long. That seems like every Buffalo story, but things are turning, man. It's interesting to see and fun to track. So anytime I need any NHL advice, I'm going to Sean. I'm giving him a ring.
Sir.
We know what we're doing there, so it's fun, dude.
Are you tracking NHL like you track NFL or no?
Last year, the most money I won on any sport was NHL, and I was trying out different things, just seeing. I think
imagine that.
The analytics for NHL are real, and you can actually get some valuable picks there. I think what I love about NHL is their spreads. The 1.5.
Right.
It's the only sport where they pull a goalie if you're up a goal to cover that.
Right.
It's like you can get the value with hockey that you don't get at a lot of other sports.
It's very true.
I've learned that. So it's
like
fun,
50-50. It's 50-50 at the end of the game, whether it's a coin flip whether there's going to be another goal. Like, you're down by 1 goal if you're bet the over, and you don't really panic because as long as the game is within 1 and sometimes even within 2, the team pulls their goalie and you can get that extra goal you need. Like that's every game. Pretty much that's just consensus the way the game is played.
I will literally not watch a game but bet on it and watch the third quarter because I know when it gets to that final 5 minutes, I am sweating and loving every second of it.
I love that.
And I've got to say, there was a recent controversy with Montreal, right, in that game yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Something with a bunch of refs. And do you mind kind of talking about that? I wanted to get some more insight on that.
I don't know what happened. Who were they playing? Let me see.
Let me pull it up because this was a lot of people are heated actually about this.
I did hear about something. Oh, let's see. Yesterday.
Yeah, they were playing Edmonton. Edmonton was minus 233, so a big favorite to begin. But towards the end of
5.
towards the end of the game, I believe what happened was the ref, they were interviewing the Montreal players at the end of the game, and the quotes that I've read is that the ref admitted that they shouldn't have gave a penalty to one of the Montreal players towards the end of the game, which ended up leading to a goal. And then even after they tied it and all those mistakes were made, they went ahead again and just gave another penalty to Edmonton at the end of the game because the ref felt spited, is what he said.
Yeah.
It wasn't even two invalid penalties to actually swing the entire game towards Edmonton at minus 233. So it's like,
I did hear about this too. I talked to my buddy John, who's in near Sunrise in Florida, and he's a big Panthers fan. And they're going through some issues. A lot of their players are hurt right now. Granted, they're back-to-back Cup champions, so they're awesome. But he did mention this today, and I didn't actually catch what happened. But he mentioned that I was telling him that the Sabres were playing Montreal earlier in the week on Tuesday, and I said, like, I think they're good. I think we're going to struggle to beat them. And then he's like, oh, I saw you guys lost, but you bounced back against Detroit on Thursday. And he was saying, like, basically that Montreal, we were talking about how they're young and scrappy and a fast team and they're on the rise. And he was saying that basically they got screwed out of the win. And it's to see that. And that's one thing that's interesting about hockey is hockey, besides momentum being a very real thing, like the referees are 100% known to like try to do like a tit for tat, an eye for an eye, and they'll do makeup calls in hockey. So if there was like a blown call, they will give like a bullshit call to even things out, when obviously that's not the way things should be, but it's kind of like old boys club of hockey. It's just the way it's always been kind of reffed. So it's something that, like, if you watch it enough, you know that that's the case. And what ends up happening in hockey is a lot of times why penalties are so important is like you'll see a team will kill a penalty for 2 minutes or longer, and they have all the momentum. That penalty kill that they killed the other team gives them a boost of confidence, and then you'll see them go and end up scoring on the offensive side after killing a penalty. So giving and taking away penalties is really detrimental to the results in hockey. So to hear that the referees basically, decided an outcome in a game is not surprising, because hockey, I think more so than a lot of sports, it is a game of momentum and what happens in like a minute-to-minute increment. So if they give out a couple like BS penalties and then Montreal lost, I'd be outraged too. So that's pretty nuts, man.
I mean, are you saying that the league is controlling? Hold on, I'm trying to get what you're saying here. I get the makeup call. It's like human nature. You fuck something up, you don't want to screw it up again. Whatever. Right. I gave my daughter too many French fries. This time I'm going to give Braden an extra nugget, right? I mean, is that what you're saying? Like, you think that
the players admitted that they were a little bit too passionate for that game, but they were playing well. They were beating in Edmonton, a veteran team with all the stars in the world. So when you're up by, a goal or 2 goals, whatever it was, they're going to become passionate. They want to win that game. So the whole reason of them giving them that extra penalty was because they were passionate and they were upset that they had already blown another call. So that's where, obviously a lot of people were on Montreal. They've been playing really well. So when you just kind of sway the game towards the end, towards one team like that, especially at home, very questionable. So
so that's another thing that they do in hockey too. And this is probably obviously something you probably aren't aware of, because you didn't watch it all the time. What they do is they'll have what's called like an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Or they'll call like a bench minor. So if one of the players is like chirping the referee, they'll give you an extra penalty to basically be like, shut the fuck up. Like we're going to penalize you again. That's very regular in hockey in NHL. Well, they'll basically, that's how they'll or like they have 2 guys and they wanted to keep the game from being chippy and not physical. They'll give both teams a penalty to basically, so the referees can kind of gain control over like the facet of the type of style that the game is going in, to kind of rein people back in, or rein players back in. So that is one thing where the referee play is quite different, where they could just kind of decide to just give penalties because they feel like it, which is probably different. It's at the referee's discretion, instead of you committed a foul. No, we're going to give both your teams a penalty just because we say so. So that is definitely something that is a little bit different about the NHL than a lot of other sports. It's similar in NBA, right, Mike? You're teching guys because somebody chirped somebody. It's similar.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the unique thing right now in basketball is that they're challenging everything now. These guys are going to the – can you do that in NHL? I mean, I'm just my ignorance of it.
You challenge? It's fine. I'm happy to explain. So here's another interesting layer about the NHL. If you challenge a penalty and lose, you get a penalty.
Yep. I did learn that.
You get a penalty if you're wrong. If you're right, you win. If you're wrong, they give you another 2-minute penalty for delay of game, for stopping the flow of the game.
Well, Be wary if you guys are taking some bigger underdogs who are maybe a little bit too passionate out there. They might just screw you out at the very last minute. So
Yeah, it's good,
It's
and
just
bad.
a weird. Oh man, it's like
Weird.
baseball. Like nobody really wants to put that shortstop as the pitcher, right? But sometimes you have to. I get it. That I love the uniqueness that it's a offense defense. You can pull your goalie and get it. I mean, it's just the ref controlling it. I get the late changes in score, but the tit for tat. I mean, I guess human nature is there, but I mean, how do you feel if you're betting on something like that, right?
that's where the upset
tough.
comes from for sure. The only reason I'm hearing about it is because I know people were all over social media about that one. So I was curious if Sean had heard about it. I like tracking
did.
NHL now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did hear about it. I just didn't watch it and I wasn't aware of it. But it's funny because unsolicited, organically today, somebody brought it up to me because they know that I'm like a hockey guy. And I didn't know about it. So that's the second time today I've heard about it.
You get the crazy stories forced on you now.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
We love it.
That's
awesome.
Well, hey, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 2 hours and 15 minutes in.
Type of the new record.
Thank you for everyone who's watching. I have
still strong, almost 500 people.
I've exhausted
good stories this week, man. So many different with all the sports going on. You got a huge realm of different topics coming out. I mean, obviously NBA we really don't talk about. We have a ton to talk about this week. It's getting interesting, man. I love to see it.
Now I will tell you this: Boston Mike is a basketballer. A baller at heart.
Are you third partying yourself right now?
I am going to third party myself. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I will be your NBA lover.
Aficionado.
Yo,
what's up with my boy? What's up with my boy? As long as everyone knows who our favorite player is, beside SGA, the Phantom card guy is Aaron Gordon. No. Is that his name?
Yeah, Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. We had like 11 for 11 on threes.
The story is that I've been collecting basketball cards since I was like 5 years old. And I duped my friend Sean into buying a pack one day. And then all of a sudden he's, let's go to David Adams. We're getting back, whatever, which is awesome. So that's kind of how it comes out.
Yeah. And then Boston Mike decided to print a Aaron Gordon, like a photo.
Oh, you're talking
about that. Shit. Yeah, I'm talking about that. You got to tell him about that.
Oh gosh. So this that's kind of funny. I copied this from my wife, and shout out to her. So she had a frifriend from Romania.
Happy birthday, real quick. Shout out happy birthday to Amy, our number one sponsor.
31 minutes. She will be 29.
29.
So my wife thought it was funny that she had a picture of this newborn baby, and the baby just looked weird. And sometimes in a car seat, all whatever, just like the eyes were like just black and big, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the kid pic. So then like all of a sudden I open up my drawer of my underwear, and the kid pics in my underwear drawer, and then I go to get some Uncle Ben's rice, and the kid pic is taped to the thing. So I said, oh, okay. I have a work that has a copier as well. So I Xerox about 1,000 of these kid pics. And for the next 6 months, we're lighting our fireplace, with kid pics. So I took that little tidbit and I shared it with my boy SV, where we opened up some cards and there was an Aaron Gordon card. And I'm a huge Aaron Gordon fan. Arizona, that dunk contest, I will fight anybody out there. He got robbed. Zach LaVine is good, but I thought that Aaron Gordon was very original in that dunk contest. So I have this affinity for Aaron Gordon. And holy shit, Aaron Gordon yesterday, if you didn't watch, scored 50 points in the loss and was like 10 for 10 from three. I mean, we were talking about it was going live, outdueling Steph Curry. But so we have now a kid pick of Aaron Gordon. And at first it was the card. The card would go in his suitcase. We'd go out, to a hotel or something at a casino. Everything. He'd pull his wallet out. I stuffed Aaron Gordon in it. But then Aaron Gordon, he had him for a while, and I was like, well, shit. So I made copies of Aaron Gordon. So now he's everywhere. So
it's kind of funny.
But he's a 50. I mean, dude, the guy's having a resurgence. So anyway, I am out of fun things to talk about. You guys have
let's do some
on the way out.
Music on. You guys can chat it up here. Take us out on some music.
I am good. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Oh yeah.
You too. I got a wedding tomorrow.
Do some cool stuff. Yeah, wedding.
Shout out to my cousin Brittany Wachowski.
Oh, shout out to Brittany.
Hey, getting married at 500 Pearl. We're gonna have a good time down there, buddy.
Our old spot. Did you end up getting the special room or anything?
We have the suite, but I'm not sure. We didn't go. It's gonna rain, or I don't know. We didn't want to go to the rooftop, so.
Nice.
Congrats to her.
Yeah.
Enjoy the wedding as well.
Hey, thank you
Go
very
Bills.
much.
Go
Go
Bills.
Bills.
Top Blue Jays.
Yeah. Go Pats if you can stomach saying that.
I'll say go Pats. It's fine.
Right. Hey, we all bet them, so.
It's true. And with that, we are out. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you guys soon.
Have a good night.